You don't do that.
No, he can. He could legitimately put this one up on stream.
You can put anything up on stream once. Oh,
Sure, I could. I could send you an invite link to Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh my goodness.
I was gonna say, yeah. They found the loop.
But I'm gonna need you to stay away from the summoner.
Ready?
Have
Fair
fun. Good luck.
Oh, maybe. Hello? Is there anybody out there? Where's my music? Okay. What is that? Why is that? How is that? Who is that? Hello everybody, how's it going? Move myself down. Let me move that to existence. Hello my people. How are you doing? Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulty there. I hope everyone's doing good. YouTube should be up and running. Hello, Yugi. True saying sprinkles when he tinkles? What does that even mean? Okay. So, we're gonna get started here immediately on JP. Today is an FGO day. We have the live stream later at 9. And of course it's going to relog me because I haven't logged in yet. I've got a crazy prediction for next year. Shoot. Let me hear it. Hello, Katana. How's it going? Ready for yield maintenance tonight? Yup. Which I probably should do in A first, but if we're already logged into JP, who cares? Actually, just real quick, let me see. What all... I think I'm the most ahead on bronze. Silver, we're almost caught up with. Yeah, I just need that on bronze. So I need to not take bronze on support if I can. We're gonna just exit out so that way it's not one of the ones that I do, and I probably need the most gold, so we'll go with that. 1 week of JP event left, then we're probably getting into pre-any stuff. Yep, I'm gonna try to do the CQ with you guys tonight on JP before the stream. Gotcha, addicts as people, you're truly kind. Well, I assume that you all are people. Perhaps you are bots. I I've heard that Twitch has a bot problem, so I don't know. Right? Like it's absolutely possible. Good got moved to later in this year. It means they will put the Strange Fake event in April. I would believe a prediction like that if we have the prediction for the second part of the season. I don't know when the second part of Strange Fake's coming. In fact, I was just watching it before stream. I'm on episode... I think we finished episode 6 now. We hadn't watched it in a hot second, so we watched 2 more episodes before stream. We're all bots on the inside, yep. My life is a lie. It's time, let us go, it's not your fault. Is this the Kevin Costner and Twisters thing where he's like... A month before the Typhon banner drops? That is an interesting theory. Like, I can't sit there and say something like that's wrong, because it's definitely intriguing that they bumped up Guda Guda by so much, and we don't really know why, other than, again, there was dead time, right? Like, them shifting everything earlier in the year always results in this, like, dead time. And when they jumped, I think it was the hunting quests forward before, what am I trying to think of? Summer? No, anniversary. God, my brain. My brain's in summer mode. When they jumped the hunting quest in front of anniversary, that made that so that there was even more like dead time at the back end. So it kind of made sense that that there was probably a reason for it, because otherwise there's no real reason to be in a rush. But that being said, we've seen them do stuff like that before. Like, it's not that crazy for the developers to be like, we've accelerated this and now we have a dead month. They've done stuff like that for several years. So I think it's like, it could be, it could not be. I don't know. I'm not sure I care. And I don't mean that in like, I don't care about FGO. I mean, I'm not sure I care because the devs have been mucking with the schedule for years on NA. And they can't, no matter what, they can't mess with our clairvoyance. We know that. We will always be able to see stuff coming a mile off. So even if they do something like that, we'll still be prepared. So I don't know, though. I could not tell you. My hubby's worried they'll drop Logress early at New Year's since Richard's already been out. You know, I keep seeing people say that. I don't know that that's necessarily going to be the case. Because, and let me put it to you guys this way. What would the justification for bringing Logress out early be? Like, we know why Richard came early. But why would they give us Logress early? Is the stream towards the NA side, Cad? Yes. I mean, I'm starting out on the JP event and doing the JP CQ here in a minute, but yes. They play fast and loose sometimes. Right, but keep in mind, dropping Logress with keeping an ongoing problem every New Year. Yeah, and keep in mind, Logress does actually use mats. Right? Like, the problem and what allowed this to happen with Richard used all old materials. Richard was a safe unit to bring forward. Logress does not. So there would be problems if they tried to bring Logress early. And like I said, there was a clear justification for why it was done with Richard. So I don't see that clear justification here. I mean, let's be real. None of us predicted that they were going to do that with Richard, but they did it. So that's where I look at it. I just go like, yeah, I've seen several people spout off about the Logress rumor. This is, I think this is one of those problems with the FGO community where the devs do something unique or as like a one-off, and people assume that it's the start of a new pattern. Like Monkey Brain wants to turn everything into a pattern type deal. And I really don't think that's the case this time. Doesn't the Fate Strange event canonically happen before the end of part 2? That wouldn't matter. We've had events before, like, for instance, literally every single summer is always like, hey, wave your hand and pretend like it's that time period. So I don't think that's going to be a big issue. Like, could that be why they would bring the event early? Yes. That's still not justification for Logress, though. Rank ups, interludes, and free quests. Nice. Any CEs worth experience bombing lately? Man, there's always like some stuff you can do, but in my opinion, no, not really. Having Logress for Saber duels would be wild. Yeah, that's the other reason it doesn't really make sense. Like, chat, keep in mind, we do not get the Grand Duels yet. Having her before the Grand Duels even comes out is a little weird. Like, I would actually say there is several arguments against Logress coming early. The only argument for is because it would be hype. And so that's where, like, I have to temper myself. I have to be the unfortunate, like party pooper here for you guys and just kind of like buzz killer. Because I look at these things and yeah, we've had like hype stuff get rumored over the years and stuff that actually did happen and stuff that didn't. Usually the ones that happen are the ones where there's no like obstacle in the way for them to happen. The ones where there are obstacles in the way, they don't happen. And they end up being like rumors that people just forget about. Conveniently. I'll go ahead and pop that here this turn. Which isn't the first time they've brought something forward to line up with a release, though, right? I think there's only one other time it affected an actual servant that was unreleased, and I don't think it was a big deal. Otherwise, the only other times they brought stuff early, it was just things like strengthenings and stuff. Or again, an event ran early, but it didn't make a difference. Have you finished the new OC yet for the events? No, because it's not required. At least that's my understanding. I know they kind of said otherwise in the thing. And to be fair, if it somehow is, we'll do it. Not a big deal to me. I've decided to adopt the early Fate Strange Fake collab agenda. It's giving my heart a reason to keep bidding. I mean, that's fine. Just the only thing I'll caution you guys is obviously don't... It's one thing to hope, but don't cope. And what I mean when I say this is, I still remember, like, people hoping for the Tsukihime collab, like, 4 years back. And people got so upset that it wasn't a thing. They were legitimately mad. And why did they think the Tsukihime collab was going to be a thing? For no reason other than they hyped themselves up for it. So that's where I have to say, like, you don't have a right to get mad when you have, like, baseless expectations. And so that's the only thing I'm trying to say here is like, don't get yourself worked up into such a fervor at that point that like you're going to be upset and super angry then if it's not the case, right? Because truly there's no reason other than like we're just kind of guessing. So what if they pull out a same New Year servant for JP and NA this year? I mean, that could potentially fit if it's something Strange Fake related. I don't care about Logris. I'm talking about Prelati. Well, to be fair, you guys are bouncing all over the place, and at least I haven't seen you say Prelati prior to this point. So this is the part where it gets difficult being a streamer if I'm having like 3 different arguments with people along similar lines. And I don't mean this in like oh, I'm having an actual argument with you. I mean like we're debating something back and forth. So it's like it gets difficult for me to tell who's talking about what. My apologies. I honestly don't think there'll be anything of note the rest of the year. And they'll probably just rerun Richard at New Year. I think rerunning Richard at New Year is the most likely scenario. Whether or not that happens, we'll see. It's just OC Prologue, I think. Yes, it is. When's the stream? The stream should be in about a little under an hour and a half. Keep your expectations on the floor, that way you can only go up. I mean, I think it's okay to like have some like, you know, hype ideas and like expectations and stuff that you think are reasonable. Just the thing that I'm always cautioning you guys against, because I've seen it time and time again in the FGO community, is like, don't get your panties in a wad because the thing that you desperately wanted didn't come true. Because we've seen that over and over and over again where people do whip themselves into a frenzy and then it's like, no, yeah, of course they didn't do that. Like, and to be fair, I don't think Logress early is the most unreasonable thing. I think there's things in the way of it happening, but I don't think it's the most unreasonable thing I've ever heard. I have heard some pretty freaking crazy, like, cope over the years that I'm like, of course that's not going to happen. Why are you upset that that didn't happen? Everyone could have told you that wasn't going to happen. That sort of thing. Hello, Aniko. Her 100th birthday? Oh, nice. That's amazing. Congratulations to your grandmother. My grandmother passed away last year. She was 96 when she passed away. I've had several of my my grandparents live into their 90s, and to me it's always like, I know life gets hard when they get that old, but it's also, to me, like, so amazing that they've managed to live that long. Theory crafting keeps me alive through the seasons. Yeah, I don't blame you. I think it's fun to at least, like, think about that stuff. I've just noticed that, like, for instance, when we talk about this stuff, it's like, if all of a sudden several people in chat latch onto it and several people are like, oh my god, this is going to be a thing, and I'm like realizing that the wrong message is getting sent, that us talking about hypotheticals turns into like, this is a thing that's going to happen. It's like, no. Because I also don't want people like running around putting words in my mouth in that regard and being like, Cad said that we're going to get early Strange Fake event. I'm like, I did not say that. I'm not saying that will be a thing. I'm saying it's possible. Like, and that's the thing I think people often misconstrue. We'll have a Richard rerun for the Grand Duels anyways. Yep, absolutely. Starth, thank you for the 33. Appreciate it, my dude. And thank you to the follow while I was offline. What would I say is the craziest cope I've ever heard? I'd have to think about that for a minute. Usually the biggest copes are over like servants that people want. Like, for instance, and let me give you guys an example of one that I'm making up right now. If you had told me that like 2 years ago that we were getting Seal for summer, I would have laughed at you. That would have sounded like such an insane cope. Especially if you were like, and she also has Neko Arc with her. Like, we would have been like, what, bro? No, come on. It's so dumb. That's such a meme. That's not going to be a thing. And then they did it. They actually did it, right? Like, so the devs do crazy stuff. That's where I have to like always temper myself, and I can't just sit there and shoot down chat's ideas, because there are stuff that the devs do. But when you think back to that, it's like if someone had proposed that, we would have thought that they were just off their rocker. Right. And so you'll see stuff like that, and you just wonder like why people think that way. And then they also get upset then when it's like, oh, here's the summer lineup, and it's not any of those units, and they get very, very angry. You're like, but why? Or like, for instance, the other one that you see all the time is when we have the summer leaks, and they like start advertising who they think is going to be a summer unit, and you realize it's like it's completely fake. Like, and I don't know why. Like, I'd say out of the leaks that we've had, probably 1 in every 3 have been legit, but that means that 2 times they weren't. You had to go through another 2 fake ones to get to one that was actually maybe semi-legit. Still waiting for Lancer Morgan? Yeah. This is the JP event currently. I don't even remember what the name of it is. It ironically enough, it deals a lot with like Arthur and blah 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 blah. What's the other one? Gray. I cannot think of her name all of a sudden. Wait, what am I doing? I'm going to the CQ. So this is a level 100 CQ. The only thing I know about it is that it is a servant gauntlet, in fact. Oh, and I get a grand servant. Okay, let me state this. I do not mind them mixing it up and putting a grand servant in a CQ. I do not mind them mixing it up and them putting grand servants in like general like event stories or things like that. However, allow me to state this. CQs should not just turn into a grand off. That is to say, it should not just be a, oh, we're always going to make it so that like you can use a grand in your CQs now, and we're going to use this as an excuse to make the CQs harder. That's what I don't want to see. Like, I would really, really hope that that wouldn't be the case. Arthur Gray Demeter, thank you. Yeah, I forgot about Demeter. I just Aoko looped it. Well, that'd be a little bit difficult for my NP1, but okay. Who do I want? So we're dealing with a foreigner. We're dealing with a pretender. So a foreigner here is actually good because a foreigner carves up. And actually, double X is good because double X will work against a saber as well. So realistically, it's just the archer that would cause me problems if I did that. I'm debating if I just want to like throw Bunny in there and just laugh at this. If we start seeing grand requirements for CQs, then we need to prepare for Ort level amount of break bars. Yeah, I saw someone the other day on Twitter, and I know Twitter's full of complaints, but I saw someone the other day on Twitter complaining that FGO fights take too long. And you guys know that I have long held that, like, sentiment that FGO fights should at most, like, the longest fight should take a half hour. They should never go beyond that. When you start going beyond that, it starts getting ridiculous, and it starts getting to a point where you're like, come on, man. Like, this is a freaking mobile game. We don't need to be locked into a battle for this long. The good news about FGO is, again, you can put it down. You can go do something else. But I still feel like that's a big ask at that point. It ceases to become play as you're having the convenience to do so, and more of like, now this is a requirement. Okay, so wait, is my archer also grand? It looks like it is. I guess what I'm trying to see is this an actual... No, it's not a grand slot. That's what I wanted to see. Still gonna put double X in there. Why, Arjuna, why are you here? No, nobody asked for you, Arjuna. Nobody. I do kind of dislike that I can't just slot in the event CE here easily. And that if I do, it's going to... Oh, hold on. Hold on, chat. I forgot I need to MLB that. It's been a thing. Oh, I do dislike sometimes when it does the auto load for C's. It's still a nice thing, but it gets a little cumbersome on JP for me. Cat streaming FGO in this economy? Well, it's a stream night, and I was actually going to be on for it. So I've said this before, chat. Do you guys remember why I haven't streamed most of the live streams? Most of them have happened when I just haven't been on. Like, and I kind of got to a point where I didn't care about the live streams. And that is the developer's fault. That is not my fault. Because I've been busy. That part's my fault. But the devs keep freaking putting it on like a Wednesday, which was literally my date nights. So it's like there's a point where after I missed like 2 or 3 of them, I was like over it. And I'm just like, nah, I don't freaking care. Because historically, they have not been on Wednesdays. They've actually been a lot of the times on Tuesdays or even like Thursday. So the fact that they suddenly just randomly were like, now it's always going to be on Wednesday for the span of like 3 or 4 months while I was literally beginning my relationship with my girlfriend. I'm just like, I was over it. I just didn't freaking care. It was just kind of stupid. Especially when they were the less important NA live streams. And I think that's also something to keep in mind. Like, I definitely made the effort to cover the New Year's event. This one's also the summer one tonight. These to me are some of the bigger ones, as opposed to like, oh, we're getting a light stream because this is like just either a rerun or it's something that's like not a big deal. Especially when I gotta go to work in the morning at 6, yeah. He told them to move it. I mean, to be fair, I've been telling them to. But... Oh, wait, no, that's not what I wanted. Here, you take that. You take that. See, the stupid part is, this doesn't just change it for this quest. This changes it for literally my grand setup. So I'm gonna have to... Chat, remind me to come back and to, like, reset that. Because I truly do not want it, like, set to that. I also think we're gonna sub her out. Throw her in. I'm at full party cost. Hoop. Do that. Let's get her some starting charge. Monkey Paw curls, the devs move it to Friday. That's fine by me. That doesn't upset me in the slightest. Hello, Ash. Where's Ash been? I feel like I haven't seen Ash in forever. Like the World Cup semis in the middle of a Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah. I guess European people don't work. I don't know. Does NA have the 10 billion QP limit now? I don't know. I don't think we do. I'd have to go back and look at the patch notes from the anniversary. Fixing and moving on entirely. Is that friend named Kadroth? Maintenance is tonight, right? Or tomorrow? I believe it's tonight, Aniko. Organized to where both sides are having. Yeah. No? Let me know if you need advice. Always. You know my DMs are always open, Ash. Because I am also busy a ton lately, but I can still find the time to stop and chat for a little bit. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm going to hit them with fire and brimstone. I also realized that I probably shouldn't have done double Castoria support for this, but whatever, man. Who do I want to damage here first? You got Voyager, Paris, and Satanta. So Paris and Satanta are both single target. Paris is likely going to do some BS where he shreds me, though. But Voyager is definitely AoE, so I feel like we go after him first. I need more than one copy of Seal, right? I only got 300 for her. Well, 300 you might not even get the copy, but hopefully you do. And yeah, you definitely, like, a good chunk of Seal's capability is just tied to her kit, so just having that first copy is a big deal. Was that yes he does in relation to me talking about how Paris is going to shred me? I really want that, got MP3 Irish at least? Nice. Well, hopefully you get a windfall. And look at it this way, Cyanos. If you don't get Seal, it's not the end of the world. We were just talking about the Grand Duels. The Grand Duels bring back every stinking class banner, so you will have other opportunities to roll for Seal. Same thing if you guys are trying to like complete your Space Airish, you'll have other opportunities. Plus, as far as I understand it, chat's worked out that the Space Airish banner still lasts for a couple more days. I'm surprised there hasn't been some annoying, like, crazy break bar gimmick here yet. I got Airish to NP2, so I was extremely happy. I was too. I did not expect that I was going to be able to pull off the NP2 Airish, but I got very lucky, which means I'm going to get absolutely, utterly just hosed on rolling for Seal and BB Dubai. I'm technically not rolling for BB Dubai. I'm technically rolling for double XA, but you guys know how it is. I have to say that I'm rolling for BB Dubai, otherwise the RNG gods will find me and beat me with a stick. Gotta love the 98%. Alright, who's Paris gonna take? Nobody, thank God. Okay, now we're gonna try to blitz, I think, towards, well, hold on. Invincibility. Okay, now this is getting dumb. I do not remember what this one is. It's such a rare symbol, and it's still newer to the game, and I just always forget about, like, what the heck it's supposed to be. Okay, I think we do that. We're gonna abuse this for 4 hits. That got rid of the invuln. And God Bunny is tanky. Jesus. How many attacks do you get? Like, holy crap, man. What do you think of the Senate making daylight savings permanent? Did they actually vote it through? I heard they proposed it, but I hadn't heard that they voted it through. I mean, if they do it, I'm okay with it. I don't have any problem. I feel like I'm tired of time shifting every year, so if they just want to make it permanent, I'm not going to complain. I know Florida had already been proposing it, and I think several other states had as well. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, that gets rid of the evasion. Californians absolutely hate daylight savings. Yeah, I think us southern states find it just annoying. I get why it's a thing up north. To me, in a weird way, I feel like it should just be up to the individual states. Think of the farmers, though. I mean, no one's forcing a farmer to, like, work at certain hours, right? Like, oh no, they have to get up at 4. That just means they're gonna go to bed at, like, 8. Like, it doesn't change anything. Like, they operate based off the sun anyways. They can figure it out, yes. They have this thing called the Farmer's Almanac that tells them when and where to be. Rather than the actual standard time. That I'm not sure either, but like I said, I don't really care as long as we decide something and stick to it. Okay, now there's surely no way that you're going to brutally murder Hobo Castoria, right, game? I would love it if that would default to Paris for those busters, but we both know that it won't. Granted, this NP might just kill, so I should probably scuff and go back and just kill Paris, but I think the problem here is that there is a backline. There's at least one other unit that we're not seeing. Okay, so we got his bar broken finally. I kind of need them to hit middle Castoria. What? Bro, I literally put Invuln, like one turn of Invuln on that Castoria, and still the game was like, no, you didn't. Oh, that's disgusting, and that's another AoE. So this is you've fallen for my trap card scenario. I think we're gonna pop that just so I get the overcharge stacks here. I don't remember if one of these is party heal or not. Like... whatever. 4 hours to roll FP, good luck. Repay School of the Dead. There's a like new mobile game for it, but I haven't heard. I see it advertised all the time, but I haven't heard anyone playing it. So I assume it is just another cash grab, as most of them are. Oh my god, dude. So much abuse. What do I have in the back line? Okay. I still got Draco. The Pretender's going to be the problem there. Thing is, I'm not sure if I want to leave Paris alive. The immediate Castoria kill the moment she doesn't have the defense. Yep. It's almost like the game. Oh my god! Please just don't like spam evasion or invuln. Okay, thank God. I was like gonna get upset if that were the case. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, was I insane? Didn't it say 4 enemies earlier and then Eliza came out? So did it spawn a 5th? I feel lied to right now. I'm a little bit worried about Castoria being unprotected. She's gonna get the charge anyways. Gonna do it like that. Series is effectively done. Well, I know the author, I think, of High School of the Dead died, didn't he? Like, wasn't he sick or something? Yeah. No, I just read Jay's comment. I do not remember if Eliza has invuln pierce of any sort. But Gil certainly does. He's got one more use of it. Let me double check, because this determines the order that I use the skills in. And it's been a hot second since I looked at Eliza's kit. Okay, of course, Eliza doesn't show up. I have to go to Elizabeth Disambiguation. Thanks, Wiki. Okay, it should be good unless she gets a unique effect for this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop that. And we'll try for a triple NP, but I'm gonna need that crit, yeah. There we go. Oh, you bastard, draining me. That's why I never continued? Yeah. It's the same with the author of Causing No Stigma. Ah, that one I did not know about. Interesting. I like Causing No Stigma. Watched it a long time ago. Has no interest in continuing it. Well, yeah, to be fair, right? Like, when the author's the one that passes, the author's the one that had the, like, goal in mind for the story and everything. Okay, we're gonna stack this. I need the maximum stacks here. So we're effectively invincible comping this, because I need Proto Merlin to get my ass out of trouble. Because Castoria ain't looking so hot, and while Bunny can take quite a bit of punishment, it's still not a great setup right now. It's crazy though that I have the damage C on, we have all these modifiers, and like, these things are still just tanking this damage. I should have gone with a much more synergistic damage setup and just tried to, like, brute force this. Granted, this is just saving me from all of their pesky noble phantasms. Okay, everyone's still got the protection, but how many? 2, 3, 1. Ooh. That could be problematic. Do I go for the after regen or not? I think I go for damage because it's seeming like one of the effects of the fight is that she's just getting charge due to the fact that she's a grand. Any thoughts on Spaceballs 2, Cad? Mel Brooks is gonna have a field day with how stupid Disney's been. Okay, now I swear to God, if you do a defensive buff purge or some crap, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay. Oh my God. Chat, you saw it, right? We all saw it. We all saw it. Literally, it hit Proto Merlin, the one person. And now Proto Merlin dies. I just, no. No, game. No, that's the level of bullshit. You specifically, and like, that's the thing I don't like, right? I looked at all the stacks. Which one was the one that had gotten picked on the most? And that was the one that it targeted specifically so that it would die to the NP. That's the type of shit where, yeah, I scuff it. Not because I can't beat the fight without that, but because I feel like the game cheated me there. The game clearly like went and purposefully targeted the one unit over and over and over again. So it's the same thing with the Castoria dying earlier. It's like I'll allow that sort of thing once, but when it starts like getting down to the wire and my support setups on the line, that's where I start to get upset with the game. I don't actually have anything I can do about it. I can change the seed, but then I might not break the bar. Well, that's less desirous cards, and I may not get my nice crit, but we'll go for it, and hopefully they attack somebody else. Skill issue, yeah. I just find it funny. It's like I only had to weather one attack. That attack hits the very specifically perfect person. It was all according to Keikaku. Hello, Cloud. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow earlier. You can't tell me it's not on purpose! Like, what kind of bullshit is that? There's a point where you just can't do anything about it and you say, well, it is what it is. I really need the Castoria NP, but I just kind of want to brutalize Eliza before she gets to an NP. Elia's rage baiting you? Yeah. Can you switch MHX in and use Invuln? Actually didn't see if he had the Invuln Pierce, but my brain was like, no, don't do that because of it. I should have looked. Yeah, then now he's just like, oh, we're just gonna kill the Grand. Like, is the AI purposefully fucking with me here? Cood, thank you for the resub, buddy. How's it going? How are you doing today? Just FGO being FGO, yep. Sometimes I feel it's sentient because it knows exactly where to strike. No, to be fair, I do think they actually code it that way. I think they sometimes code it where it's specifically, here you go. I'm just immediately full-blown charged off the bar break to get nuked. And the only reason Bunny lives is because Bunny had the grand effect for defense. I am so angry right now. Nobody can NP. This probably gets Bunny killed, but let me see if I can just card him to death. Nope. Dude, it's constant, and that you see it, right? So I think what the coding is here is it's a coding of like whoever's the most vulnerable or whoever's the closest to death. The AI just picks on them and targets them and tries to kill them. That's what you see, because that was all 3 attacks on Bunny. All 3. And it's been like that, like at every step of this fight. The only way the AI has stood a chance was if it systematically just kept like pounding one unit on my team, and that's what it's done the whole way through the fight. Starbomb MX, that's definitely going to give me the crit, but I still don't know if it's going to achieve the desired result. We can try. Let's see. It's going to be close. 97k with the extra, maybe? Woo! Just enough. Yeah. But that's where it was like, I didn't want to try to like risk that because it was kind of stupid. And yet the AI, every single time that I scuffed there, it was because the AI was like just picking on me. It was going, oh, nope, I know what one you don't want me to attack. I'm going to attack it. So satisfying to watch Artoria beat up Gilgamesh, indeed. But there you go. That is the CQ done. I think that's basically the event done. The ladder is freaking weird. I have to say, I don't know if I'm going to have made it in time. Like, I don't know if I'll get all the stuff. There's still 7 days. Never mind. I should get it. If it's 7 days, I should. Because wait, is it? I'm only getting 24,000 right now? God, where is it? 168? If that's true, then I'm not getting it. I don't know if we're awarded this multiple times a day or not. But I am maxed out on all of this, so I truly don't know. I don't know if I get more from doing, like, runs or something. Nah, it's per run? Okay, if that's the case, then I'll be fine. I was gonna say, like, I had no idea how this one worked, but I was like, man, if this is just designed to, like, deprive me, I'm gonna be so upset. Yeah, so I can basically just spin my AP on the 90++ and it'll finish automatically. I spent 2 days farming Ember, so I might need to Apple. I have not done any Ember farming. I need to actually sit here and look at like my NA and see, because a little bit I'm in the holding pattern for Grails. Saving for Lato. Yeah, does anyone have a link to the live stream? I just realized I do need that. I think this is it. Why did it shove itself over there? Huh? Can I not collapse this? I feel like it broke. Yes. There we go. It's like, I really, truly do not want to see the chat during these things, because it gets pretty freaking toxic at times. So 39 minutes chat to go on that. I do have my storm pods, and I'm about to cap out, so this is the time for me to do that. In JP, I'm not running out of QP ever. Yeah, it feels like that for me as well. I would really have to spend. Thoughts on, I assume that's the new unit that you're asking. The new unit's good. The new unit is another 70% charger. Unfortunately, I think the new unit falls just a little bit short of, like, being a stellar support. They're a niche support that's interesting. I do think you can do some great stuff with them. But they're, again, going to be kind of one of those hybrid style units. And I took a look at it and I was like, maybe I should roll on this because it is another 70% charger. And I decided not to. I just was like, no, I'm not that desperate for multiple 70% chargers. And now that there are 2 in the game, we know one thing for certain, chat. There will be 3. Like, once they've doubled that and done something like Oberon again, you know they're going to do it again after that. I hate it when the FGO community or any community goes toxic. It is what it is. Like... And it's fine. Like, if people want to be toxic on their own, I truly don't care. Like, everybody made a big deal about the Discord thing, and I just am like, I don't really care. They'll get it under control. I think that's just... Maybe it's just me not being, like, someone that, like, just jumps off the handle and, like assumes the worst and everything. So I think my experience over the years has taught me that it's like, yeah, this is a rocky start. Yeah, it's bad. But who cares? They'll get it under control. It's not going to be a problem. Really curious on who the Annie-servant is because we don't know. Truly, not even speculation. See, I'm glad you said that, Char, because people keep asking me like who I think the Annie-servant on JP is going to be, and I'm like, we don't know. Like. Anyone telling you that they know is just guessing. And truly, we're at this point where it's like, it could be anyone. I have no freaking clue who it's gonna be. And if I tried to tell you otherwise, I would be lying. So it's like, I do think there's some decent guesses. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Taking advantage of the 4-time success rate. Yeah, that's the big reason to do stuff right now. I just haven't. I probably should. Clearly going to be Summer Medusa. I can see that. Which would be funny. Because I still remember the interview where someone asked Nasu about that, and he was like, people would want that? And you know, that's just the type of troll that Nasu is at this point. Of course he knows people would want that. It's gonna be a Genshin character. Yep. I saw someone saying, where was it? I'm pretty sure it was a 4chan post. Let me see if I can find it. Did I send it to you, Bob? I think I sent it to you. Yeah, here we go. Chat. So... Genshitification is a thing. And to be fair, while Genshin's not the people that invented this, and while they are not the only people who do this, they have certainly taken it to an extreme and made it the most, like, common thing now. But, and to be fair, while this is, like, slandering Genshin, it is this idea that characters have to be, like, over-designed. And that's why you can see the poster says main offender is Hoyo. Because Hoyo is, but, like, to be fair, this looks great. This is still pretty good. This is too far. Like, and here's how you know it's too far. When the character has what we like to call tchotchkes. Like, when there's too much, and there's like, oh, hey, here's another one over here. And then here's like a ribbon up here. And then, oh, you know what? Now the end of their pigtail is also a heart. Oh, and now there's 3 ribbons over here. And then, oh, they have a big ribbon on the back. And then, oh, wait, no, this tassel that they have, the fact that they even have a tassel is one. And then the fact that the tassel also on the end of it has a fucking heart. And then the fact that they have bows on the back of their freaking, like, boots, also a problem. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah, it is actually a problem. And it's to the point now where when I see this, I know just to not pay attention to the game, because what this is a whore. This is it wants my money. That's what it is, chat. So it's like, I'm not like gonna knock people for liking the games and stuff, but I am at that point where I just know that, yeah, that's all that is. It's an over design because they're desperately trying to sell the character to you. Even all of Fate is slop adjacent. Yeah, that's why I said, like, I don't mind a more complex design, right? Like, you could say that Morgan's design here is slop adjacent, or same thing with Castoria Berserker. Castoria Berserker's, it's right on the edge. Like, it's almost too much, okay? And we can sit here and we can look at Helena and we can say that this is a lot, but it's also because Helena has a floating person next to her and her outfit is purposefully ostentatious. Okay? That is actually the vibe they were going for with her. As opposed to, this is just the way all the characters look. Right? Like, I don't feel like Morgan's is too complex. I feel like Morgan's is actually pretty much just right. It is complex without it being too complex. Noise if it was a character, true. Loves their asymmetrical stuff. I mean, to be fair, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing an asymmetrical design. I think it's when, again, you make the character too busy and you're at the point where it's like you don't know what to look at and you realize that that is the design. The design is so that no matter where you look, there is always something interesting. That's what they're doing. That's Helena Idol outfit. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's 100% what they're going for. Like, to me, if we look at, like, base Castoria here, there's nothing here that's really actually over-designed. I could maybe argue the staff. That's it. And the staff is clearly meant to be reminiscent of Merlin's. But otherwise, everything here is fine. It's a simple design. Yes, there are other things. Yes, this is asymmetrical. But it's not too much. There's not, like, extra ribbons and extra bows and things just like oh, we put a pin here as well. Like, they didn't do stuff just to do stuff. Which one of her versions to get the treatment, though? I have no freaking clue at this point, dude. Like, that is the other problem. I think naturally people would want the base version to get it, but, you know, like, crap, what if they just came in and it's like Medusa Lily, and then you're like, god damn it, dude. Has FGO ever done a poll or ask its audience for a character they'd be interested in being on FGO? Yes. What they've done with that, though, is they've done the poll from, like, existing, like, Fate characters and people that were, like, NPCs that have appeared in the story. So, like, for instance, Demeter was one of the highest options, and we just got Demeter on JP earlier this year. So they finally put her in the game. After the fans voted for it. And the whole reason she was not already was simply due to the fact that it was like, I don't remember. It was basically like her status as a Greek god, because there are lore rules there that prevent it. At least supposedly. I mean, obviously not the case since we got her anyways, but my personal pet peeve is when their name is designed on their clothes. Like, why? Yeah. When did all this design bloat start? That's a great question. I think, to be fair, I think like it's just been designs have been getting more and more and more in anime for a while, because I think there's this desire to like top each other, where we're trying to like make it so that the like you're better than your competitor, okay? However, I do feel like anime has kept that mostly in check. And I feel like it's mostly been like the gacha games that have started to bring it out of check. I think Fate has had to scale up its designs over time. But realistically, I do think Genshin is... Like I said, I don't think Genshin's the first one to over-design. I don't think they're the only one that does. But I do feel like Genshin made it the core of their designs. Genshin decided that this was what they were going to do and they were going to run with it. Because again, I do believe it is a marketing tactic. I do believe it is done to try to like affect the psychology of the player with regards to the characters. If there's an example of overdesign, oh yeah, no, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of King of the Caverns design. It's one of the reasons I didn't roll for him on either server. He's very strong as a character. Absolutely just powerful, right? For what he can do. But I prefer base Dantes more. I prefer the OG Dantes more than King of the Cavern. King of the Cavern feels like it's like way too much to me. Saberjuice would be the most likely one to get the summer treatment. That would be interesting. The overdesign in Chinese stuff goes way overboard. Yeah, I wonder too, because I think like it's maybe the philosophy of like why they're making it, right? And we talked about this, if you guys remember when we read the Honkai Star Rail interview with Nasu, we talked about how it was clear that there was a design philosophy difference, that Honkai Star Rail was doing most of what it was doing for popularity and money, whereas Fate was doing mostly like its designs and stuff for creating an interesting character and fleshing that out and trying to tell a good story. So you could tell there was a difference in the like sentimentalities and the goals. And so I think when you look at that, you look at like the Japanese, when they design something, they're probably a little bit more austere with how they go about it. They probably do set some rules out for themselves and say like, hey, we don't want to make it too busy or like make the design too much. And I feel like with the Chinese stuff, they probably don't have that same mitigating philosophy. They probably instead say, hey, I just want to do something else and make it so that it's like, you know, selling as best as it possibly can. Okay, I won't touch it yet. I just got a tea delivery chat. A gamer. Maybe a Japanese gamer. I don't know. But yeah, that's you can definitely tell that that's a thing. Sushi Twain, thank you for the follow. Welcome. To be fair, all the beasts go over the top. And I think that's fair. Like, I think there's a point where you can say that overdesign is okay. It's done on purpose and it's not a big deal. But then you can say, hey, if every single thing you do is overdesigned, then there's a problem, right? And to be fair, I think that's the case with like we talked about that. It's like all the Hoyo games do it. all the games that are trying to be like the Hoyo games do it. So like a lot of the like more modern and newer gacha games that have come out are trying to emulate that design style. Why? Because it worked for Genshin. That's it. That's truly it. Like that's the only thing. That everybody's chasing the money wagon. They all want that payday. Oh, John Gamer, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, that was a calling Jamer. I always call her JonTron, but I know people don't like that. Okay, Steve, that's fine. What do I think of the Valco situation? I don't. What was the Valco situation? I feel like it's that saying that is vaguely familiar, but I don't remember what it is. Nikkei came out and said that they are following the Chinese company Shift Up to just consistently create new characters, then come back and look back at older units. Wait, what? Shift Up is a Korean company that runs Nikkei, so I'm confused. Cad, would Summer Erish best team now be double Erd Oberon with skill append? I don't know. I suspect not. Probably one Erd instead of two, but I'd have to look at the cooldowns and the actual effect that it had on her. When others do it, it's really trashy. Oh, Love and Deep Space. Okay, sorry. When people say lads, I'm never sure what that means. I feel like I heard about that. I don't really care. Like let me put it to you this way. And correct me if I'm wrong here. Okay, so they added a new character to a predominantly male gacha game. I believe it may even be male only. The new character was not as attractive as isn't it like another version for the protag or something? I don't remember, like another love interest for the protag. Either way, to me, I'm like, I don't see why it's a big deal that they added another option. But if people don't want it, it is what it is. Like if it's a startlingly different design, it is what it is. I think the only thing that's interesting to me about this is more Caucasian looking. Interesting. They complained, to put it mildly. Yeah. And I think the only thing that's ironic about this is we see all this, like, neutering of games of, like, oh, we can't have anything that's for the male gaze. Anything that would attract men has to be removed from video games nowadays because it might make women feel bad. And then you see something like that, it's like, no, we have to remove it because it's not the most beautiful boy ever. And I'm just like, to me, that's just a double standard. I hate it in the sense of I hate it when they want to like remove any attractive female from video games, but also at the same time, I think then the reverse also should also be hated. It's like, just make the best game you can, make the most attractive like characters you can, do whatever, I don't care, like whatever helps you sell. I think the problem is that we sit here and we try to censor people and we try to make it so that it's not a thing. Also, I did see one of the reasons that there was a timeout is because a political term was used, so you guys know I have a strict no politics policy. They tried to report all other gacha games from men to the CCP to censure them and got karmas. Yeah. I mean, I think that's stupid. Like, in general, the community is the ultimate, like, final say on these things. If they want it, they can have it. If they don't want it, they don't have to have it. I think it's stupid, though, when developers don't listen to their community. I also think it's stupid when the developers decide, like, for political reasons not to have something in a game. To me, it's like, if that was the case, it never should have been considered in the first place. And I don't know. I just let games be games. That's kind of my stance. I don't know enough about the situation to know it well, so... Am I gonna try Palworld 1.0 on stream? No, probably not. We do have some people in VIP that are playing it, but you guys know I don't get to stream enough really to do something like that. Plus Palworld, I tried out Palworld on launch. It's an interesting game, but I don't think it's quite my cup of tea. So that's pun intended. I'm literally holding tea, but I definitely see that's a good game, and I definitely. Like, I'm not trying to knock it, if that makes sense. But to me, it's like, I feel like there's other things that I would rather play. At least right now. Oh, that was very hot. And we're still working to try to get Kiki, like, better at playing, like, PC game stuff. You guys have seen, if you've watched some of the streams that we've played with her, it's she's definitely getting better, but it's not like she's, like, very good at it. And so I would hate to throw her into a very, like, complex, action-oriented game and say, here, try to understand this, plus all these, like, systems and mechanics on top of it. Like, one of the ones I want to get her to play, because I know she loves D&D, is Baldur's Gate. And yes, that does have some complex mechanics, but at least controlling the characters is usually very simplistic. Just throw her into Elden Ring, or she dies, she dies. But to be fair, she can play with controller. It's more putting her on mouse and keyboard that's a little bit of a problem. Hello, Zach. How's it going? Just burnt myself. Overwatch or Rivals, huh? Are you asking me which I prefer, or are you saying that I don't want to put her into either of those types of games? Because, yes, that is correct, I don't. Demanding the devs apologize because the characters did a gesture close to a symbol from a group that disbanded almost a decade ago is embarrassing. It doesn't matter what evil things the group did. What did they almost do, like a Nazi salute or something? Look, the world's got to calm down about some of this stuff. Everybody gets their panties in too much of a wad. It's really just not necessary, right? I think at the end of the day, it is what it is. And so I feel like I don't like censoring and puritanizing everything when it happens to me. So I assume that other people would not want it to happen like to them, right? But also, we also have to have a little bit of decency for our fellow man. We can't just be like issuing death threats and like going after people and stuff like that. That's people got to be better about this stuff, man. What's my thought on Tim Tams? Very important. Aren't Tim Tams chocolate? I feel like I've had Tim Tams before, and we just saw them the other day in Costco. But it's been so long. I think I had them when I was over in was it Britain? Because they're Australian, aren't they? At least from what I'm seeing here. I don't know. Either I had them or I had something similar to them. Did you change Bunny C back? No, I did not. Thank you for reminding me. Hold on. I can never remember where the heck to find this crap. Oh, we don't have a Grand Duel up. Wait. Where did the Grand... Oh, because this is an A. Thank you. No. My brain is like, huh? Where did it go? I don't understand. I realized I'm just not on the right server. That's not what I want. I wanted the other button. What? Did it just put it back? I don't know. I'm not questioning it. We're not questioning it at all, chat. Okay, live stream premieres in 11 minutes. Do I play other gachas or just FGO? I currently only play FGO. I have played other gachas before. I played Genshin on release for several months. I played Honkai Star Rail on release. I have played other ones like what was the name of that? I don't know. Basically, I've played my fair share of other gacha games. And part of the reason I do is just to check them out and just to like see what other gacha games do. I never stick with them for very long, unfortunately, and that's just because I realize like I don't like gacha games. I like FGO. I like Fate. So it's like I don't play it because it's a gacha game. I play it because it's Fate, and I like Fate. You did exactly one Girls Frontline 2 stream, which is funny because I played Girls Frontline 2 for about a month as well. Did I hear about the emu arrested in Florida? I did not. JP and NA are melding together in my brain too, to be honest. Yep. Yeah, I guess it is just for the fight, which is nice. Do you like any TCG CCGs? I've never gotten into them. I've had my friends have several times tried to get me into them. I've had friends that have tried to get me into Magic, friends that have tried to get me into Pokemon, friends that have tried to get me into Yu-Gi-Oh. I feel like in the same way I recognize that it's kind of a scam. Oh yeah, Tower of Fantasy. I forgot about that one. It's an amusing one. Okay, I'll have to check it out. But yeah, it like I've never gotten into any TCGs in a weird way because I like strategy and because I'm fairly good at understanding the concepts of a card game. I feel like I would be good at them, but for some reason they don't appeal to me, and I don't know why. And I know that has to perplex my friends, and I feel sorry for them in that regard. But yes. I got heavy nostalgia for old Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. Ever Crisis' last day is October 6th. Yes. Yeah, I'm it's sad, but I hate to say this. If you guys are Final Fantasy fans, you should not play any Final Fantasy gacha. They keep coming out with new ones, they keep closing them. It just is what it is. So to me, it's like it's not worth. Oh wait, hold on. I need to switch my account. I keep being on my brand account, which I don't know why. Google just be doing things. There we go. I see it needs more people to play Duelim. What is that? I don't really care for gacha games, but I do like the character collecting aspect. Oh, like gacha games are ingenious. They do a lot of things that naturally are designed to like be predatory. They're designed to get people to play them, to be hooked to them, to keep playing them, and to spend money on them. That is predominantly what I don't like about them, but there's good things there. Like again, what's the big thing about FGO that everyone loves? It's the story, right? Like it's the character designs, it's the way that they do things. That's really nice. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to be able to take a step back and realize, like, hey, this may be too much. This may be controlling my life. Maybe I shouldn't let it. Like I know I've talked with Kiki about some of the stuff about like whether or not like mobile games take up too much of my time. And so one of the things that I have tried to do is I've tried to limit my playtime to like certain times a day so that I'm not just sitting there like playing it all the time. And certainly the big thing you guys always got to make sure of, like if you're ever, you know, out to dinner with like your significant other, or you're ever like spending quality time with your family, it's like don't just be sitting there with the game out. Like spend that time. That's time you're not going to get back. That's time that you need to make the most of. So I think that's we get way too lost in our mobile devices and don't spend enough time in the actual present with people when we need to. And I think that's something that I've tried to do a great job of here lately. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like it's just a balancing act. It's something that you've got to realize like it's important, and you can't just let these things consume you. Every game is like this nowadays, though. Yeah, I do think there's a growing problem of homework, like digital homework, where you are being forced to do your dailies, to log in, to like just grind a couple of things each day and like do these events, and oh, beware the FOMO of this time sensitive purchase or this time sensitive event. Like it's also tiresome. I think like that's why like you guys saw, I started going back to playing Star Wars Galaxies the other day on an emulated server. I have been playing Final Fantasy 12 with you guys. Like, I think this is the reason that so many people are preferring old school games nowadays. We just know old school games were made better. They weren't made to be predatory. They weren't made to vampire all of your time away. It doesn't mean that there weren't time sinks in games back then, but it was like you could set it down and you could come back and you would be right where you left off, instead of like, oh no, you've missed out on this week's purchase, or oh no, you didn't get the free thing from this event. Like, it's all done by design. It's all trying to get you to be beholden to the game and to force you to form a habit. When they say that video games are an addiction, they're not. They're truly not an addiction. What is an addiction are the people designing the games to be and have addictive loops. That's something that needs to be targeted by politicians, if you ask me. Like, we see all this stuff where it's like, oh, we need to like limit the amount of time kids play video game stuff. It's like, that's not the problem. The problem is the way the games are being designed is predatory. And that needs to stop. Somebody's got to put a limit on this crap. And thankfully, we do see that video gamers themselves are beginning to do that. I feel like 10 years ago, gamers were the greatest fools and would just accept any DLC, any microtransaction, any scummy battle pass. Now I feel like people are finally beginning to wake up and just be like, wow, this is such crap. I hate this. And they're kind of stopping tolerating it in their games, which is good. Like, the less you guys buy a battle pass, the more a developer is forced to not put a battle pass in their game. And the more they're forced when they make another game in the future to not do that either. You can play the game for a while and put it down, then come back later to see new things, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen me do that with like Conan several times over. It's like, and that's, to be fair, that's to give a shout out to them. There's a lot of things I don't like about Guild Wars 2, but one of the best things they did was just make it non-subscription based and say like, hey, yeah, if you're tired, just put it down. Come back. We're here for you when you need it. Because what that does, that takes away the FOMO. And when you take away the FOMO, you effectively create an environment where there is no pressure, where there is no anxiety. Because what happens with the FOMO is eventually somebody slips up, they miss out. And when you miss out, that's when like it just breaks, the illusion shatters, and you realize that you've lost. You can't keep up with it anymore. And you just, I think people naturally, when that happens, once their streak is broken, they go, why am I even doing this? And it's like there's burnout and then there's a broken FOMO streak. The broken FOMO streak is like 4 or 5 times worse than burnout. If you get burnt out in that way, a lot of the time people will never go back to a game. It's not just that they got burnt out, they were burnt hard by the game and they refuse to go back. And I've noticed that myself. Like there are games that it's like, no, I'll never go back to them because of the way they operated. Okay, chat, we're gonna pause the music. I'm gonna grab the hat. The lucky hat. And just as a brief announcement, I will be doing my rolls tomorrow with you guys. If only we knew what adding armor for horses would do 20 years later. I still don't think that DLC in and of itself is the worst idea. The problem with DLC is that it's priced so exorbitantly. And I'm going to give you guys an example. If you look at something like Helldivers, Helldivers does DLC right. Helldivers says, hey, here's this like battle pass, but you can earn the currency in the game, and it's not even that expensive if you want to buy it. That's the way that DLC should be. Like, horse armor, let's be honest, horse armor shouldn't be more than $1. Period. The amount of effort that went into creating it was minimal. And because it is a digital product, the scale of like reproducing it for more and more people to buy is nil. It is literally, it has no increasing cost over time. It's there. It's a digital product that they've put in, and the entire cost is just in hosting it on their servers. That's it. Like, after the implementation, there is no more cost. And so they just print money from that point on. You got to think about just how many, like, if they pay somebody a salary over several days to make it, and then you have a little bit of overhead to put it in, like, what do you think it costs them, chat, to put a DLC on a store? I bet it cost them less than $1,000. And you start thinking about it, like, what if the thing was priced at $1? It would only need to sell 1,000 copies to turn a profit. But that's the problem with it. They can't not do that. All right, I'm refreshing this because I don't... Okay. It just hadn't pushed. Okay. I'll turn it up here in a second, chat.
Hello, everybody. My name is Albert Cao. I'm the localization producer for
What up, Cal?
Vagrant Order, and welcome to a special edition of Chaldea Broadcasting Station, where we have a lot of content, we have a lot of new information, we have some guests. But first, before that, so when you see this Chaldea Broadcasting Station, it will be after AX.
Yeah,
so I
this
hope
was filmed
everyone have
at
fun.
AX.
AX. I hope you enjoy the panel. I hope you enjoy.
Or
some
literally
of
he
the
went back to the
information we
office
shared
afterwards.
There, and we're going to share more.
Because
of
this is
stuff
the
that you
same
saw
shit he
there,
was wearing at AX.
with a lot more exciting information. But before that, so as I said, today is a special edition of Chaldea Broadcasting Station. I'm actually going to be a floating head in a window again, next to a bunch of wonderful people. So
this was
I would like to
pre-recorded from the
introduce
JP
our
side?
guest today, connected from Japan.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
let's welcome our guest. First、ゲストの皆さんお呼びしたいと思います。はい、どうぞ。
ハローマスターズ FGO でイシュタル、そしてエレシキガルを演じています上田香奈です。よろしくお願いします。ハローマスターズ FGO で BB などを演じております下谷のりこです。よろしくお願いします。
Oh no, it's BB. Wonder why she's
Hello,
here.
Masters. I'm Kano Yoshiki, the second section director of FGO.
Oh no, it's
As always,
San-san.
I'm grateful for your support. Please enjoy this broadcast until the end. Thank you.
お、今日こそフル英語の加野さんと今日こそ
早い
今日こそ
早い
まだ早い
今練習して
今日こそ
まだ
あーなるほどね
数年経ってるけどねもうね
今日こそはい、皆さんと、こうやって相手できて嬉しいです、おかげですか結構AX からもう立っているのもまあ
I think the hilarious part is he probably
のですが皆さんいかがお過ごしでしたか
was just handed the lines and they edited it in.
日本はもう夏ですね。
夏ですね暑いですもんね
こっちも暑いです。
いやーなんかねロサンゼルスとかって、カラッとした天気で過ごしやすいじゃないですか。ちょっとね。
Summer's easy to get through. I don't know about that. Anybody that lives in Los Angeles, do you guys feel like your summers aren't that hot?
でも元気にしてますよ。
でも元気です。
イエーイ じゃあ今日は皆さんと一緒に元気で、今日の、番組を臨みたいと思います。そして、上田さん、設楽さんと加納さんはそれぞれ、これまでの、北米のいろんなイベントに登壇していただいておりまして、
Florida's Florida.
で、これからもぜひいずれフル英語の加納さん
He
と
put his ass. It is indeed.
はい、いずれもまたぜひ皆様と一緒に、アメリカで会いたいのですが、本日海外の皆様にメッセージがあればぜひお聞きしたいです。
なんか毎回北米のイベントにお邪魔すると皆様の熱狂的なその熱気にいつもなんかありがとうございますと感謝の気持ちを言いたいのと、さっきからやっぱりフル英語っておっしゃってるのでそろそろ FGO 英会話講座を始めていくのはどうですか？アルバートさんの誰でも喋れる FGO 英会話。
おっと、考えてみます。日本のチームの皆様、ご検討のほどよろしく。
そうですね。まず覚えた方がいいのはセイントコーツ。
セイントコーツ。
あげますよって。
大事。
喜ばれるやつ。
そう。
みたいなね。
なんか出てこないときはセイントコーツ。ならばなんとかなる。
なんとかなる。みんな喜ぶ。
僕が困るやつ。
メニセイントコーツ言われる。
セイントコーツ。で横で加納さんがダメだ。
ぐねぬってなるやつ。
So that's gotta be why he's wearing the headphones, is because he has to be able to hear them.
現地でアメリカに行った時に英語でセリフを言えたら嬉しいなって思います。いつもやっぱ日本語で披露してるので、なんか英語バージョンでキャラでなんか披露できたら嬉しいなと思います。
そうですよね。やっぱサーバントの中で。
And I got it from the FGO USA tour that they did.
アルバートが教えてくれたりとかして。
ぜひお願いします。
I wish they would do another.
次は用意します。
すごい新しい課題ができました。
新しい形のパネルできました。そしてAX でスペースエレシキガルの実装が発表されました。上田さんは日本での実装された時は約2年前の日本の FGO フェス2024年で、実装された時には涙されていたのが、記憶がありまして、で今回
It was like finally another Rin face.
北米の実装で発表された時は
Nasu remembered I have to feed my family.
思いましたか？
そうですね。2年前に日本のフェスでエレスキガルが発表された時は本当に会場がどよめくというかもう地鳴りがあるようなすごい歓声で、あまりの、声と、ボリュームに私もびっくりしたんですけど、日本ではすでに実装されていたということで、北米の皆さんも実はスペースエレスキガルについては早く会いたいです会いたいですっていうのを毎年イベントに行くたびにおっしゃっていただいてて、もうやっと皆さんに会えるんだなと思うと本当に嬉しかったです。
To be fair for Kawasumi, it's like an every year occurrence.
そうですね。
どうですか、エレスキガル可愛がってくれてますか
Kato, they give it the follow.
Yes. ありがとう。
コメントで Yes
ありがとうございます。いや、いっぱいね冒険に連れ回してもらえれば嬉しいなと思います。
新しいねちょっとスキルというか機能っていうのも入ってるから、結構特徴的なサーバントで楽しめるんじゃないかなと思います。
やっぱりスキルは最初ねエレスキガルポンと押していただけるとね、もうテンション上がってどんどん皆様の力になりますので、
真っ先にスキル使ってあげるとね喜んでくれるんでね。
そうなんですよ。ちょっとちょろくて可愛いエレちゃんです。そんな方がいい。
大好きです。はい。
ありがとうございます。そしてね、召喚の時の演出もねすごく良かったので、皆さんぜひぜひ自分の目で確かめてください。ありがとうございます。そしたら、これからは早速ゲームの最新情報を、お届けしたいと思います。早速いきましょうか。
はい、ここからは、水着イベント2026の情報をご紹介していきたいと思います。まずはこちらをご覧ください。どうぞ。
Dubai. Also, I'm gonna turn it down just a little, chat. Because holy crap. It's kinda loud.
リッチなホテルも網羅した観光地。今年こそはグーの音も出ない最高の夏を用意して、今までにない規模で BB ちゃん最高と心の底から叫んでもらいます。 BB プレゼンツセレブサマーエクスペリエンス逆襲のドバイ開幕。人類卒業とも言うべきレベチの夏に。
I don't feel like they subtitled all of that.
はい、ということでイベントのタイトルは BB プレゼンツセレブサマーエクスペリエンス逆襲のドバイとなります。はい、ついに
夏が始まる。
来ましたね。
はい、ということでまず早速なんですけれども、シテヤさん、プロローグの方をお願いできますでしょうか。
はい、読ませていただきます。今年のカルデアの夏季休暇は BB の発案でちょっと未来のドバイツアーに決定。水着に着替えて観光気分で向かうは2030年のドバイ。到着した一行は洗礼された街並みに早くもテンションマックス。街の中心でお出迎えしてくれたセレブ姿の BB が言うには、今までにない斬新なイベントも用意してくれているとのこと。カルデアとの通信途絶など気になる問題はあるけれど、何はともあれ素敵なドバイ観光の始まりです。
はい、ありがとうございます。はい、ということでアニメエキスポ2026で発表した新規サーバーにつきまして、クラスの紹介、一部のホーム映像を初公開していきたいと思います。はい、それでは、こちらをご覧ください。どうぞ。
Okay. Jesus, dude. A freaking Dobrynia.
行くぞ。いざ空へ。クラデに包めいかかる。
Shufu indeed.
海砂浜夏出会い夕暮れグッサマ。我が八つ当たりは神をも殺せ。夕暮れにて結束、黄昏にて天力。
Such like that should have been Summer 5, man. But that is why it is the way it is.
はい、ということで星4ランサーのニキチッチと星4アベンジャーのジョフクとなります。はい。
お
ジョフクちゃんが、いつにも増してなんか不穏な空気なんですけど。
ちょっとチェーンソーですか。
チェーンソ
ーなのかな。チェーンソーっぽいものが。
It's because when she's first unveiled at Summer 5, which is the murder mystery one.
いや、スリルだね、いろいろな意味で。夏のスリル。
そうね。
いや
Sorry, I guess the better way to say it is summer slasher.
スリルだね。いや、本当に。いや、いろいろ、まあ、暑いのに、いや、寒くなってきたね。
ヒヤッとするようなね。
ヒヤッときますね。
そして皆さんお待ちかねとなっているかなと思います。続いてこちらの映像もご覧いただければなと思います。ご覧ください。どうぞ。
See, chat, this would never happen, right? We would never get Seal in the game.
行きますよ、海生物。どんな場面でもあなたのせいで台無しです。
And then the Neko arc.
地上の地平に行ってください。
I love it. The voice lines for that are even better than I imagined.
はい、ということで星5ムーンキャンサーのシエルとなります。
Yes, Neko Arc is the weapon to surpass Metal
第1
Gear.
サイリンが謎の代行者シエルとなっていて、第2サイリンが教えてシエル先生というふうに名称が変わります。
Low key, second is best.
工具映像も結構印象的かなと思うんですけど、
そうでしたね。
猫アルクが
謎の生物が
謎の生物
行くぞーって可愛かった。
謎の生物が
そうなんですよね。あれちょっとレア演出になってるんで、はい、たまにこうわーって出てくるシーンもあったりします。
謎のってつくとなんかハプニングが起こる感じしますよね。
またこっちもちょっとスリルなんか感じるような
にゃにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃ
イベントに
ねなりそうだなというところですかね。それではこちらアルバート、シールのスペックについて英語でご紹介お願いできますでしょうか。
Yeah, Albert, tell us.
まずはこちらをご覧いただければなと思います。So let's take a look at her spec. So class Moon Cancer and the Noble Phantasm is Code Original Sin. So for the effect of the Noble Phantasm, she will apply short hit for 1 turn, ignore defense for 1 turn, and increase MP strength 1 turn. Effect increases with the overcharge for yourself. And then after that, she will deal significant special attack demonic damage and high chance to inflict death to a single enemy. And then after that, she will restore MP gauge for herself. This is a very powerful Noble Phantasm, as she will make sure that you get a lot of high defense enemies that start to pop out, especially for boss characters, or they put on special defensive gimmicks like evade. This will make sure she will be able to bypass those defensive mechanisms and deal heavy attack to boss characters.
Yep.
はい、アルバートありがとうございます。
I just didn't want to talk over him, but yeah, Seal is going to be just the ultimate boss killing machine. She's really good. You can technically farm with her.
そして実はシールには簡易レイもあります。はい、ということでご覧ください。どうぞ。
So here's the costume.
はい。
うわー、一気に夏。変わってる。
になります。
I always find it funny because they basically gave Summer Zertoria's outfit to her, is what it felt like.
ちょっとね、水着っぽくよりなって、
そうですね。
メガネもオフして。
And then you can also do a no glasses mode.
月のお姫様に見せつけてあげようって。
はい。
はい、となっております。そして、BB プレゼンツセレブサマーエクスペリエンス、謎の代行者 CL ピックアップ召喚も開催させていただきます。はい、こちらは7月15日のメンテナンス終了後から開始となります。皆さんふるってご参加ください。Give it try。それではアルバート、イベントの遊び方について英語でのご紹介お願いします。
はい、イベントについて、説明させていただきます。
Explain to me, Albert.
So to play through the event, you will raise your joy counter and progress through main quest. The event story can be enjoyed through its main quest, which will be added daily. You'll be able to progress when your joy counter reaches certain amount.
The beatings will
joy
continue
counter
until
could be
morale
raised by
improves.
clearing special tourism quest and certain main quest. And clear free quest to collect Dubai tourism points. That's the event points and event items. You can get Dubai tourism points and event items by clearing free quests and collect certain amount of Dubai tourism points to get to get event points rewards and unlock special tourism quests.
はい、ありがとうございます。
You have to do more of the event nodes, Epi.
感じでイベントポイントがあったり。
You have to get 12 of them to like their maximum allotment.
ジョイカウンター。
ジョイカウンター。
You'll see, like it'll say like 7 out of 7 or 5 out of 5 or 3 out of 3.
英語 しの英語単語はジョイです。
ジョイで。
覚えました。
すごい一歩一つ一つ
ジョイカウンター集めて。
はい、ありがとうございます。
It's a point ladder with one more
それでは
step.
イ
Yeah,
ベントで
basically.
獲得できるアイテムのご紹介もお願いします。
はい、イベントで獲得できるアイテムを紹介したいと思います。はい、まずはコマンドコードから紹介させていただきたいと思います。So I'll start by introducing the event reward command codes that you'll be able to get from this event. So first is the 3-star Our Lady Yu doll, very cute. But the cute Lady Yu doll, by equipping to your command cards, will be able to inflict curse 300 damage for 3
Which is
turns.
very good for
So a
people
single enemy
that
will
get
recover
special
100
super
HP for
effective
yourself
curse
when
damage,
attacking with an
or
engraved card.
even
This
the
will
curse
be
C
pretty
that comes
useful
around later.
as, you know, there will be a lot more servants coming,
Exactly,
where they
Skylar.
can interact with the different debuffs on the enemy. So having this on the card will help you inflict the debuffs without using skills, which will be very beneficial. With 3-star, there will be 4-star, so let's take a look at the 4-star. So 4-star SR command code.
Honestly, not that good.
Or 3000 MH. Will be able to gain 3 critical stars when
it's just,
attacking with,
it is what it is.
With the engraved card. As we know, enemies are getting tougher, so even having that 3 critical stars sometimes will be the difference between you hitting that 100% crit or not. So make sure you.
Is that Suzuka's bike?
This.
Yes.
As I always say, I love the arts, so this is adding to my command code museum. And next, of course, there will be a 5-star command code. じゃあ次お願いします。So 5-star SSR Funny Vamp. The card will be able to apply 20% special attack chaotic and increase MP gain by 5% for the engraved card. So that 20% special attack damage boost for the engraved card.
I mean,
will be very
counterpoint
beneficial
Cody
for certain type of
seal
enemy,
exists.
and be able to increase MP gain by 5%. Let's say, for example, you put on an art card. They will be able to, even for a quick card, you'll still be able to recover more MP gauge that way. And the card, it is just amazing. はい、次、イベント概念レースのご紹介したいと思います。So then we'll talk about the craft essence, event limited craft essence. So 5-star SSR Superb Vistas, a sublime artistry. You'll be able to increase art card effectiveness by 6%, 8% if it's max limit broken, Berserker effectiveness by 6%.
Someone was asking me earlier
if
if
it's max limit broken, and MP strength
there had been
by
a
8%,
CE that we
10%,
needed to
if it's
level
max limit
100.
broken and begin battle with every
This would
charge
be a
at
decent
30%,
candidate.
or 50%
You don't have to, though.
when it's max limit broken. Also, by equipping this card during the event, it will increase your attack strength by 100%, 200% if it's max limit broken during summer experience for this event only. So, not only you get your really useful 50% MP charge for this event, you'll also be able to have your attack strength increase for this event for some of those a little bit more difficult quests, or help you clear through event quests much faster. And also, you'll be able to get this craft essences just by playing the event, so make sure you add them to your collection. We have more. So here's another 5-star SSR craft essence. So 5-star SSR fan by the Twilight Wind. You'll be able to apply ignore defense and increase quick guard effectiveness by 4%, 6% of the max limit broken. Berserker effectiveness by 4% or 6% if it's max limit broken.
Fox, thank you for the follow.
And 3 or 4 C-star each turn for yourself. So earlier we talked about you need to be able to get the buy tourism points to help progress through this event much easier, and by equipping this craft essence, you'll be able to increase your Dubai tourism point amount per drop by 30%, or if you max the limit broken this card by 60% for this event. So very useful to event craft essence. So make sure you play through the event and get these craft essences.
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
はい、続きまして アニメエキスポ2026で発表した新規例についても改めてご紹介したいと思います。それではこちらをご覧ください。どうぞ。
Bart. Yep, Percy. And then Femboy Karna. Is it a hot drink? Yes, I'm drinking tea.
はい、ということでバーソレミューとカルナ、パーシバルのレイが実装となります。
It smells delicious.
いかがですか？
It's like a cinnamon roll.
夏を楽しんでる感じしましたよね。
いや本当ね、パーシバルもね、今まで出てきた中から急にね、セクシーに。
でもちょっと円卓味ありますよね。
いやそうですね。
円卓のみんなも結構夏を楽しんでる感じだったから。
本当ね。アルバートはいかがですか
？3人とも素晴らしい例なんですけど、カルナ一人だけがすげえなんか夏の上でゴージャス感が出している。
そうね、確かに。
開けないようにしてる感が。
ね、サングラスも結構ね、いい感じで決まってますよね。
もうちょっとなんかセレブな感じが出ているような感じ。
ああ、確かに。
あれ先っぽについてるのカニですか
？Yes, it is.
カニですね。
初めて気づいた。
私も気づかなかった。なんか飾りかなって。
そう。太陽の火みたいな感じでずっと槍の後ろについてカニ。
本当だ。
可愛いな。
すごい。
あるんだな。
初めて気づいた。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Yes,
そして
both, Jay.
こちらのセレブサマーエクスペリエンス、カルナピックアップ召喚も開催させていただきます。はい、こちらはシールのピックアップと同日でして、7月の15日のメンテナンスの終了後から開始となります。こちらも皆さん、ふるってご参加いただければと思います。
And remember, chat, they fixed Karna's charge.
イベント開催中のお得な攻略ポイントのご紹介となります。はい、こちらイベントボーナスを得られるサーバントの一覧となります。先ほどご紹介しましたシェール、そしてカルナなどですね。
Seal just needs that 100% extra attack strength for this.
ただですね、対象のサーバントとなっておりましても、本イベントのメインシナリオに登場したい場合がありますので、ご注意いただければと思います。
Where's the welfare? We do not get the welfare until OC3. Do you guys need Ordeal Call Prologue to get the welfare?
アルバートもびっくり。はい。ではこちらの映像をご覧ください。どうぞ。
Tenochtitlan, aka the city.
はい、ということで星4ムーンキャンサーテノチティトランが実装となります。
Bad Tlaloc.
かわいい。もうウキウキしてる。
そうですね。
楽しんでるね、夏を。
はい。早速水着になっちゃいましたね。
なんかホグ演出なんかありそうなんで、
はい。
いずれ確認したいです。
Yeah, sorry, I want most this summer. Dude, wanting the SRs feels bad, man.
今回もどんな街なのかみたいなね。
はい。どういう感じなのか。はい。
はい、楽しみにしてもらえればと思います。まだまだあります。続いてはこちらをご覧ください。どうぞ。
Here we go, chat. Mixa Alter. Double XA.
はい、ということで星4フォーリナの謎のヒロインダブル
Such a missed opportunity. I do kind of agree.
また謎来ちゃった。
The fact that they just made her another single target foreigner is like, okay.
She's
still decent, but it's
XX。
XX ね、
本当だ
XX になってるし。はい、こちらも水着となって、登場となります。そして最後にこちらもご覧いただければと思います。
The music is peak. Yep. BB Dubai.
こちらが星5ムーンキャンサーの BB ドバイが実装となります。
Because we have to have a second BB summer. It's not like Nasu plays
プレ
favorites.
ゼンツですしね。
そうですね、出ないわけがないですよね。
なんか豪華じゃない？今回の BB。
Chris, thank you for the follow.
水着 BB とはまたちょっと違うでしょ。
違いますね。
すごい豪華な水着なんです。
ゴージャス。
ゴージャス、ドバイですから。
ねえ、
はい。
ちょっとねドレスなのか、あとちょっと着物風のねちょっとね下の方もね。
そうですね。色合いもゴージャスで。
ね、装いもあってゴージャス。
He's trying to look down, not up. You can see Mr. 2's being strategic.
BB ドバイとなるとやっぱりちょっと金色をベースに。
やっぱりゴールドを身につけないと。
ゴージャス。
はい、ゴージャスで
He's
すから。
like, shit, I'm in a panel with two other women.
というところとなります。
はい。
こちらの設楽さん、こちらのセリフの読み上げもお願いできますでしょうか。
わかりました。読ませていただきます。夢の未来都市にようこそ。かつてない夏。
I mean, Kazur Drop doesn't have a second version.
お約束します。
ありがとうございます。最高です。
でも本当はもっと怪しい感じで言ってるかもしれないです。確かに。
どうでしょうかね。
不審な感じで言ってる
本
かもし
当ですよね。
れない。
BB だからなんかちょっとね、勘ぐっちゃいますね。
そうできっとね。
本当にみたいな。
ちょっとなんか映像でも悪い笑顔をするんですよ。
表情がね。
なんかそれが逆にちょっともう FGO ユーザーと言うならばちょっと期待しちゃいますね。何やってくれるんだろうみたいな。
そうですよね、確かに。
はい、ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
はい、そして今回、イベントですけれどもBB ドバイプレゼンツということで、BB ドバイにはもちろんスポットライトが当たるかと思います、
はい。
ネタバレにならない範囲で今回のイベントで BB ドバイに関わる見どころとか注目してほしいポイントがあればお伺いしたいんですけれども。
そうですね、本当この BB ドバイという名前とこのなんかドバイにぴったりなこのゴージャスな水着姿っていうのを見ただけで、
That's not really a
今回の BB ちゃ
swimsuit.
んってどんなキャラなんだろうって皆さん思ったと思うんですけれども、本当になんかストーリー進めていくとすっごい BB に翻弄されるんですよ。
I do kind of agree with that, JC.
みたいな。
それは正直みんな予想通りです。
そうですよね。でもなんか私自身も本当に演じるときに皆さんにそう思ってもらいたいなっていうのをポイントに演じておりますので、ぜひ皆さん翻弄されて楽しんでください。もうだって BB プレゼンツですから、もうねただの水着イベントではないことはね皆さんちょっと薄々分かっていると思いますが、なんだろう、期待してください。
はい、
はい、
ありがとうございます。なんかちょっと楽しみが増えました。
Is BB now a material girl? Hasn't she always been?
はい、そして今回ですね、BB ドバイを含みまして、新規サーバーと3期のピックアップ召喚を開催予定となっております。こちら7月29日のメンテナンス終了後からとなっております。こちらもぜひご参加いただければなと思います。
お願いします。
参加します。
ぜひゲットしてください。
So we don't get the second banner for 2 weeks. Ouch.
あげるからあげるから。
はい、続きまして今回のイベントのトレーラーをご覧いただきたいと思います。それではご覧ください。どうぞ。
もう怒りました。フルパワーで皆さんを歓迎します。フェイトグランドオーダー BB プレゼンツセレブサマーエクスペリエンス逆襲のドバイ、覚悟してくださいね。有意義な絶滅のための継続決議。
Well, looks like they ran both of them.
日を迎えるためにフェイトグランドオーダー
Interesting.
コスモス・イン・ザ・ロストベルト心霊長後継戦アーキタイプインセクション、人類の未来はお任せください。
We about to get archetyped.
ど いうことですかこれ？どういうことですか？どういうことですか BB さん？これどういうことですか？
どういうことでしょう。
ねえ、どういうことですかね。
これちょっと
Spoilers,
これ
yeah.
絶対何かと思ったんですよ。絶対何かありましたと思ったんですよ。このイベント絶対普通じゃない。普通なわけがない。誰かなんか
That is a good point, Greg.
知ってます
I didn't forget about that.
いろいろいましたよね。
You don't have to go crazy for the welfare right away.
どういうことですか？
映像2つありましたと。
ありました。
はい、
確かに
今回のね水着イベントの映像があったんですけど、その後は実はこちら総称3新
Who could have ever
アー
thought?
クタイプインセプションと
The
なって
writer
おり
is
ます。
Natsu.
はい、ついに総称3がとなりますが、こちらもちろんシナリオ執筆は那須きのこさんとなっております。
Also, I didn't see it earlier, but one
そして
sip, one
こちら
coffee
ですね
sip. Thank you for the follow.
さらにですねご覧いただきたいんですけども、次のスライドお願いします。実はこちら前編、中編、後編となっております。
すごい。長編対策だ。
また那須さんいっぱいいっぱいありがとう。
ありがとうございます。
頑張ったんですね。
はい
いやこの夏イベントボリュームやばいっすね。
やばいです。
やばいっすね。
やばいです。
イベントやってなんかまた総称3に入るのがやばいですね。
やばいです。
そして今回のサーバントもいろいろムーンキャンサーが登場がしてたので、今回ムーンキャンサ
Yeah, I do
ー
remember that, Phoenix.
フィーチャーしているショーになるんですよね。
なるでしょうかね。
おっと
まあね今回ね総称というのはいろんなねクラスにフォーカスしておりますので、これは皆さんプレイしてからそういうことだったんだっていう風にやっぱり感じてもらえればなと思うんで、ぜひね楽しみにしてもらえればと思います。はい、そして、今回の水着イベントは2部構成となっております。セレブサマーエクスペリエンスから始まって総称3につながっていくという風になります。そしてこちらいずれも期間限定となっております。総称ですけど期間限定となっております。
わかんなきゃいけない。
はい、そこちょっと要注意であります。そして参加条件が BB プレゼンツセレブサマーエクスペリエンスの方が得意点 F 冬季クリアとなっているんですけれども、期間は
September 1st.
2026年7月15日のメンテナンス
And
終
Ordeal
了
Call
後か
3
ら
in
始まり
September
まして、
30th.
9
And
月
chat,
1
yes,
日の
Ordeal Call 3
20時
ends.
59分 PDT まで
They
と
may
なってお
interlude
り
it
ます。
back later.
そして総称さんの方は
You
参
have
加
a
条件
time
が
limit
セ
on
レブサマー
completing
エクス
it.
ペリエンスのクリアつながるのでクリア、そしてオーディルコールも到達していただく必要があります。
はい。
そしてさらにこちらの期間は2026年の7月29日メンテナンス終了後
I
から
kind of
始
feel
まり
like
ま
they
して
let Ordeal
9
Call
月
3
の
drag
30
on
日の
too long.
20時59分 PDT までとなっております。というのもいろいろや
So
やこしいと
basically,
思
in
います
2 weeks, we
の
get
で
Ordeal Call
スケジ
3.
ュール表を作ってまいりました
あり。がたい。
はい、こちらぜひねあるあと英語でご説明をお願いできればと思います。
はい。Alright, I want everybody pay attention to the screen right now. I want
That's
you
what they're
pause
trying
it,
to explain.
Screen cap it. Remember it. Alright? Remember it. Alright? So, tomorrow the BB Presents Celeb Summer
Here, chat.
Experience Dubai's Counterattack will start. 2 weeks later. Alright?
If you guys need a
Audio
screen
Call
cap,
3 Part 1 starts. After that, another week, Part 2, and after
Go
that,
for it.
another week, Part 3 starts. Celeb Summer Experience will be added a few months later as main interlude. With its addition, the story for Ordeal Call 3 will also be unlocked. If you have already progressed through part of the story, you will be able to continue where you left off. The bottom 3 lines shows the pickup
Okay,
summon
I'm
schedule.
coming back.
However, ignore that last part, alright? You want to play the event and catch the story. As everybody understand that, as everybody read them, alright? Focus the camera on me right now,
No.
alright? Play this event. You don't want to be like, oh, you know, I got plans to do, I got shopping to do. No, you have no plans this summer. Your plan is to play FGO at home.
That's too bad, Albert. I have plans because I have a
you
life.
Finish this event, you start Audio Call 3.
I know your job depends
or
on
else
it.
you don't know when you're gonna play this ever again. You're gonna forget about it. You'll be like, damn, I missed out all the event. Damn, I missed out all the reward. You don't want to do that. All right, you don't want to be like me. I did this once. Don't be like me. All right, play the event. はい、こういうことで説明させていただきました。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
はい、まあ多分ね。
Or BB saying it, yeah.
この夏は FGO の夏だぞっていう。
FGO の夏ですよ。もうなんか
他何やることもない。もうとにかく FGO やろうみたいなことを言ってたのかなみたいな。
確かに集中しないとね。
いや遊びなんか友達と一緒に紹介して FGO と一緒にやればいい。みんなで
集まればいい。
確かに冬季だったら今始めてもすぐできますからね。
できますできますできます。水着はまずできます。
水着を。
はい。あぜひね水着から覚えてもらって。
そうですね。
夏を費やせばオーディールコールもきっとたどり着きますから。
たどり着く。
Literally in like a little over 2 hours.
はい。
ぜひ熱いうちに。
はい、楽しんでもらえればと思います。はい、ということで今はですね、総称3並びにセレブサマーエクスペリエンスの説明をさせていただいたんですけども、非常にねロングタームでとなっているんですけども、申し訳ないんですが実はですねこちらこの期間中に期限までの期間中に新たな期間限定イベントの開催を予定しています。はい、すごいね長くね今回期間用意してるんですけども、他のイベントも始まります。ということで理想としましては9月の30日までに総称3をクリアしていただきたいっていうのが本音です。
So again, it goes away, chat. You will lose Ordeal Call 3's access temporarily. It will come back later as a main interlude.
サーバントあります。はい、ただですね現時点では詳細は発表できません。はい、こちらですね。でも後編をクリアするとまあ獲得できます。正式加入できます。皆様ぜひねプレイしてもらえればなと思います。もうアルバートがもうこうもう悩みながら想像しながらしておりますけども、
我々もこうなりますよね。
誰でしょう。
誰かな。
はい、それは楽しみに置いといて、アルバト、トレーラーについてご紹介お願いできますか。
先ほど皆さん見ていただいた今回水着イベントのトレーラーの制作は、ウィットスタジオさんが手掛けられています。ナレーションは設楽さんですよね。
はい、やらせていただきました。
映像は皆さん初めて見た時にどの印象でしたか。
なんか始まった時はね、すごく夏っぽくて楽しそうだったんですけど、
楽しげな夏のなんかバケーションっていう感じでね。
なんかいつもの FGO の夏だなって思ってたんだけど、やっぱ BB が出てくるとね、どうしても不穏な空気を感じるんですよ。その点どうです BB は。
いやもうなんかやっててナレーションもどんなような印象を与えるように
Well, remember, Guda Guda rerun comes early, so that may be part of why we're getting Guda Guda rerun early.
なんだろう、一気になんか総称3になると
They may accelerate the return of Ordeal Call 3.
水着って思ってて、どういうことって絶対なるじゃないですか。でもなんかこのサプライズ感がすごい最高でした。
エルシキガルも総称のワンカットすごいなんか雰囲気が違うので、どんなことになるんだろうと
楽しみですね。
そうですよね。エルシキガルだって水着の最後はちょっとね、いい感じで水着を楽しんでる風なんですけどみたいな。
もしかしたら見逃した人もいるかもね。ワンカットなので後半の方は。
気になるキャラが実はいたりするんで、よく見ていただきたいですね。
はい、そこもね楽しんでもらえればと思います。
はい、そして、先ほどもありました、総称さんのトレーラーについても、ウィットスタジオさんにご制作いただいております。そしてまさにこの BB プレゼンツセレブサマーエクスペリエンスのトレーラーと合わせてこの後、アニプレックスオブアメリカの YouTube チャンネルにもアップされるので、ぜひそちらでもご覧ください。 はい、そして、こちら総称さんのトレーラーの楽曲はスパイラルラダーの Wonder Feature Rihanna です。各ダウンロードストリーミングサービスで配信中なので、ぜひチェックしてみてください。そしてイベントなんですが、いつ配信はい、
ありがとうございます。それではね、本イベントの配信日時について改めましてご紹介したいと思います。こちら、セレブサマーエクスペリエンスにつきましては2026年7月15日 PDT メンテナンス終了後より開幕となります。参加条件は得意点 F 冬季クリアとなっております。アドベンチャーパートにつきましては第2部に関するネタバレを一部含みますのでご注意いただければと思います。
はい、ありがとうございます。そして、ここでまたお知らせがあります。BB プレゼンツセレブサマーエクスペリエンスの特設ページを、SNS でシェアしていただいた方にオリジナルスマホ、ウォールペーパーをプレゼントいたします。はい、そして、本インペンドの書き下ろしイラストも皆さんにご覧いただければなと思います。こちらです。どうぞ。
I'll talk about it.
素敵な色合い。
イラストレーターはアルテラさんです。皆さんいかがですか？
素敵
です。
一曲弾いてほしい。
確
かに。
こんなさ夕暮れのなんだろう海辺でねうっとりしちゃうよね。
やっぱり夏で楽しむっていうと、こういうのね実生活でも期待するじゃないですか。こういう風にある世界線幸せそうですね。
幸せそう。
これはすごく幸せ。
これは
1ページが
そうなんですよね。
期待しちゃうとこんなマシンがあるんじゃないかって。
確かになんかこういう内容なんじゃないかって。
いやありません。こういうのはありません。これはね番組用に書き下ろしてもらって、実はそうなんです。そうなんです。実はいつも別の世界線としてちょっとね書いていただいているのでありません。すいません。
しないでください。
そうこのイラストだけを見て楽しんでもらえればと。
これはこれで。
これはこれで。
でもすごい素敵です。
はい
はい。まあ夢壊さなくてもいいじゃないですか、加納さん。こんな幸せな夏の一時があるっていいじゃないですか。
ゲーム内にはないだけでみんなのね
どこかには
心の中には
僕の心の中にあります。
心の中にはあるでしょ。
心の中にあります。
だってこんなにはっきりこんなはっきりありません。
He's wearing a like jacket and then wearing long sleeves under it, and he's in LA, so there's no way it's that cold.
大丈夫。ここにあるんで。
どこにあるんで大丈夫。
確かにあるある。
はい、こちらの素敵なイラストの SNS アイコンとデスクトップ用の、ウォールペーパーもプレゼントいたしますので、皆さんぜひぜひゲットしてください。
Maybe the AC's cranked up, yeah.
楽しい時間は一瞬で終わりました。
大丈夫、今から楽しいイベントが始まるから。
楽しいイベント始まるから、もう夏はもうずっとね、もうこのイベントだけなんで、はい。
To be fair, this looks like their normal place, but you could be at Anime Expo.
皆さんから一言ずついただけますでしょうか。まずは上田さんからお願いします。
マスターの皆さん、今日は番組をご覧いただきありがとうございました。セレブサマーエクスペリエンツ、そして総称さんが間もなく始まります。FGO の夏といえば毎年とても暑くて、そしてとても過酷なイベントになります。今年は特に苛烈な夏になりそうですので、皆さん楽しんでください。ありがとうございます。
はい、マスターの皆さん本当にありがとうございました。ちょっと情報が盛りだくさんだったんですけれども、ついに水着イベントから総称さんが続いているっていうなんかビッグサプライズも発表できて、で実は私収録の時に知らなかったんです。 その事実を。
She had to learn
で
it
その事
later.
実を知ったのが収録現場行って那須さんがすごいさらっとこうだから今年はみたいな感じでなんかどういうことですかって私自身もすごいびっくりしたのを覚えています。でしかもその日は本当に、水着イベントの収録で、実は収録日もう1回あるって2日に分けて収録したんですよね。すごい心を込めて演じておりますのでぜひ楽しんでいただけたらと思います。今年の夏は暑くそして長い夏となりますのでぜひ皆さん楽しんでください。ありがとうございました。
はい、そして最後に加納さんお願いします。
はい。Thank you for watching this broadcast. 実は僕もですね、知ったのはシナリオをいただいてから、実はそういう流れなのかってスケジュール上とかね、グランドスケジュール上はなんかすごい近い感じであるけどどうするのかなって思ってた当時が
思ってたんですよね。そうか。
つながるのみたいな。
でもなんなら私それ知ったの発表の後でした。皆さんと一緒のタイミングで一緒に踊られてたの。そう行くのって言って
ね、すごいびっくりでしたよね。
そうだから当時、知ったのはちょっとだいぶ前ですけど、僕らはねユーザー的にはわすげえって思う反面、うわやばくねこれ開発やばくないっていう、気持ちになったのを覚えてます。
大変でしたか。
で実際その夏過去一長い夏でした。
加納さんにとっても
開発側にとっても僕にとっても、なので忘れもしない長い長い夏なのですけれども、それだけたくさんのコンテンツを用意してますので、ぜひね、皆さんこの水着から総称さんまで、じっくりと楽しんでもらえればなと思います。そして、finally, I have a present for you all.
English.
You have achieved the SNS campaign, and in commemoration of this broadcast, we will reward you with 16 Saint quotes.
Absolute cinema.
Yes, so please enjoy. That's all. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。いや、今日の単語2つ目1000コーツです。それから1000コーツ。1つ目は joy。2つ目は1000コーツ。
バッチリです。
はい、今日、本当に皆さんカルディアプロードキャスティング
I don't get why he's addressing us in Japanese other than
来ていただい
to
て
be
と素晴ら
polite
しい
to the
夏イベ
Japanese
ントと
people.
これから総称さんのイベントの情報を皆さんこの場で一緒に、解禁できて本当に嬉しく思います。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。本当にねいずれまたアメリカで皆さんと一緒にパネルを盛り上げていきたいなと思っていて、本当に多分FGO で英語を勉強しましょうみたいなコーナーを多分1個作ったら面白いなと思って、いずれね皆さんと一緒にフル英語でいきましょう。いずれフル英語で。
They are not paid enough for that.
いずれ。
今回ね、BB ドバイすごいこうやってフィーチャーしていただいたんですけれども、いつかはこのなんか BB ドバイについてもぜひこう語り合えたら嬉しいなと思ってフル英語で
ダメだよ、英語だと盛り上がりすぎて、そのパネルの時間が多分1時間2時間ぐらいになりますけど皆さん大丈夫ですかね。
You just gotta keep telling them that we want account linking.
いや本当に楽しみにしております。
Tell them we want the website.
ありがとうございます。それでは、本日の番組は以上となります。本当にご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またどっかで会いましょう。バイバイ。
This is a PC client. Okay, is that gonna be it? I think it is. All right, chat. allow me to talk with y'all about some of the revelations here, because we had a couple people asking. Let me first and foremost find the schedule again. I feel like that's the big thing. Where Albert was like screaming and was like, hey, no, you have to pay attention. You have to play. Yeah, there it was. Okay, so this was our schedule. What about back to school? We're a little early for that. They were talking all about how this is going to last until September, which that's something you guys need to understand. The reason that this feels so long is we are going into summer, which requires just Fuyuki to then pretty much after 2 weeks start Ordeal Call Ordeal Call 3 Part 1. Okay, it is time gated to release, so kind of like with Lost Belt 6, where we got 3 releases over time. They did the same thing here with Ordeal Call. It was kind of stupid. I think they tried to hype it up, but unfortunately, I think most people felt like this was not good. They dragged it out, they used it to kind of stall, and a lot of people had a lot of negative perceptions on this. On top of that, yes, there are new materials that are introduced with Ordeal Call 3. There is a new welfare that is introduced with Ordeal Call 3. Ordeal Call 3, however, is time limited. It will go away at the end of September, according to what they've told us. That is the way it worked on JP. It does come back in the form of a main interlude. So for those of you guys that will not have the time to complete it, it is what it is. I understand that. As somebody that's had real life get in the way of a lot of things lately, it's something that you guys are going to have to try to schedule accordingly. Okay? What I can tell you is that, again, we've had some people that have been asking me about like the possibility of getting Strange Fake early. This I hadn't heard about that until the stream. I think this is a ongoing rumor in the community. I'm sure somebody has like proposed it as an idea. Whether or not I feel like there's any validity to that. Well, one of the things is someone in chat pointed out that when Ordeal Call 3 came back in the form of main interlude, it was right around the time that we had the Gouda Gouda event. That very same event is coming early to NA. So it is entirely possible that the reason for that is so that they can piggyback on the back end of it again to bring back Ordeal Call 3 faster. Because one of the main criticisms of how they handled this was that it was time limited and it went away, and it just was kind of stupid at that point. They had to main interlude it back. So if it's gone for a lot less time, that will be a nice solution for it. So right now, my brain is like in that mode of thinking that that's why they did that. But it is possible that we could get Strange Fake collab event earlier. I'd have to look up. I don't know, like, because chat, I'm still in the process of watching Strange Fake. We just got done with episode 6 or 7 tonight. I don't remember. But you guys have to tell me if they've made an announcement already for when like the second part's gonna debut for that. Because if it's around the time that Ordeal Call 2, or sorry, not Ordeal Call 2, the Gouda Gouda event was gonna go, that's an interesting thing. Because then it might seem that they're going to kind of do that to try to make it line up for marketing purposes. But I don't know. We'll just have to see. And then the further extrapolation that I've seen some people asking about tonight is, does that mean that we will get Lord Logress early? I do not believe that you will. I believe that, you know, because her materials aren't available, and because her dramatic reveal is supposed to be later on during the grand raids, I suspect that they will not do that yet. as opposed to someone like Richard, where it was just a very easy thing for them to do. Richard didn't even use any new materials, so Richard was always, I feel like, kind of designed for that. I don't think they're going to bring Logress early to us, guys. I hate to burst you guys' bubble. You guys know I'm a huge Saberface fan, but I don't see that happening. So I think out of those rumors, like Strange Fate collab coming early, I can see that. I don't think that's a crazy extrapolation, but I just want to get everybody my 2 cents here and understand that while yes, it is possible, while yes, I don't think that's an unfeasible thing, don't count on it. I don't want to see you guys getting super like worked up and being like, we're getting it. Cad said we're getting it. And then you get like super disappointed and get upset when they don't do it. Okay? So we don't know what they're going to do. There is, a little bit of smoke here, so maybe there is some fire, but we'll have to see. Like, it's very much up in the air. I could see it being a thing. I could also see them doing it for the return of Ordeal Call 3. So we'll just have to see what their plan is overall. As for understanding the way that this summer event works, they misstated this during the anniversary stream. They said that it was going to require the Ordeal Call prologue to do summer. Again, it does not. I think they were saying that with the idea that Ordeal Call 3 is summer. But truly, Ordeal Call 3 is not. It is a continuation of the summer story, but it is its own event, if you want to think of it that way. It is a story-centric event, so it's going to be similar to like the release of 5.5, kind of when we had a main interlude for that as well. I think we get Francesca Prelati early over Logress. Maybe. I'd have to look at the materials for that one, though, too. I feel like that wording was to gaslight people into doing the main story. Yeah, and you can see, I think what we're maybe seeing is already the early onset of kind of what we saw on the JP side of things as we were nearing the finale, where they started trying to hype up everyone and say, like, look, you guys have to do it. We have to see the numbers. That's how we're going to continue. I think you're already seeing Albert try to, like, get people to complete story, to rush through, to get all the way to the end of Ordeal Call 4. If for no other reason, then we're probably getting that same, like, 1,000 quartz that they gave out at the end of Part 2 for JP. I think the same reward will be given to us here on NA. So this is his early onset of, like, pushing people really hard to go ahead and get caught up and to do it. Whether or not there's going to be any sort of, like, deliberation on behalf of NA, or maybe even NA's numbers somehow will affect the decision making on JP, I don't know. That's another interesting thing to see. It's because of the accelerated schedule at the beginning of the year. Gouda 6 was unnecessary filler. I'll talk to Avalon about that, but yeah, like I said, to me, it's not that crazy. Like, I don't think them moving Gouda 6 early is a problem. I think Gouda 6 probably, if anything, was delayed when it happened on JP and they couldn't quite fit it in. Well, I mean, Hippolyta's a welfare, so it is what it is. Do I have to do Ordeal Call 1 and Ordeal Call 2 for this summer? No, you do not. You have to have done the prologue to Ordeal Call, but you technically do not have to do Ordeal Call 3 in order. In fact, I don't believe you have to do any of the Ordeal Calls in order. Kind of like Epic of Remnant, if I remember correctly. And chat can confirm whether or not I'm right or wrong on that. Because the main interlude will give us the rewards again. It usually does, at least to some degree. I don't think you do, Lul. One, 2, and 4 are in order? Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. I could have sworn that was not the case, but it has been a hot second. So my apologies, I'm wrong then. So chat, any other questions as to the schedule on Summer and Ordeal Call? Just so I can try to wrap up any confusion that's happening here. Again, they did reveal all of our Summer units, including the 3 that they hadn't revealed, so we know we're getting yet another Summer BB. Just is what it is. Don't admit you're wrong, Cad. Double and triple down. No, I'm not Pirate Software. Please spook me. Venice Hakano, pretty late in Ordeal Call 3. Would you waste some apples for this event? For Summer? You shouldn't need to. Summer's going to last a long time. Like, literally, chat. The event starts tomorrow, and it lasts until the end of September. I need you to think about that. It starts July 15th, and it lasts until the end of September. So it is very long. I will go back and show you guys the image of that in case you doubt me. Okay? So BB presents the Celeb Summer Experience. It starts 7:15 after maintenance, and it ends 9/1. So yes, you have like 6 weeks to complete it. Meanwhile, OC3, this is Summer. This is OC3. OC3 starts 2 weeks after the start of Summer. Also, coincidentally, when Banner 2 for Summer starts. And it will last until the end of September. Sorry, I think I said the end of September for this, but it's the beginning of September. This is the end of September over here. I forgot this Christmas had Lotto and Raids. Well, technically those are 2 separate events, and it's kind of annoying that they are. Because it means you have very little time to get done what you need to get done. Ordeal Call 3 opens with Summer BB Dubai. Yes. Also, chat, if you ever want to refer to her as BB Dubai, and you need to write it, spell it like this. Double Apple spending event before the Grand Duels. Yep. To be fair, though, those raids are very lucrative. What time does maintenance start? Maintenance starts in a little under 2 hours. So basically midnight Eastern time here. Or 2100 PDT. Dubib. Yep. Bubai. Mm-hmm. And when does maintenance end? I do not know. It usually lasts about 4 to 5 hours, depending. Technically, no one knows that because you could have an issue with maintenance and it could last longer than intended. When will Hakuno be rollable? Technically, you'll get your copy again doing Ordeal Call 3, and you'll have to pick one. But there will be an event afterwards that effectively is like a FP rate up that will make getting additional copies easier, and it's highly advised to do so just for coin purposes anyways. Maintenance ends, that's when maintenance begins, exactly. Plus be with Draco and Space Arish. Okay, so it's 5 hours this time. Do the Christmas raids have a special teapot that gives 3 times bond? I don't remember. I feel like there was something unique to that. I don't know. Someone with a better memory than me would have to let you guys know. But I don't remember if that specific thing is a case. Chat is saying yes. Okay, so maybe. Dashio Mafia, yes. When do we get grands? You will get grands after New Year's. That's when the grand score starts. Are they classed as separate units or no? Yes. Is Hakuno good? I'm gonna say there is an aspect of their kit that is very good. Their overall performance, I think, is a little bit more in the eye of the beholder. Did I miss the live stream? Yes, I am showing chat the current dates for Summer and Ordeal Call 3. Summer requires Fuyuki to participate. Ordeal Call 3 requires Ordeal Call Prologue. And unfortunately, Ordeal Call 3 does have an expiration. So you guys gotta get it done by the end of September or it will go away until they bring it back in a main interlude. Close to finishing LB7, I'm at the Ort raids. I mean, you're pretty good then. As long as you can get through the prologue, you'll be fine and you'll be able to do this. Spend apples and lotto so you can bronze apples for grants. It's very funny, chat. I can tell you here, if you want a little bit of advice as to how I subsisted and never really ran out of apples for grands. Here's how. Most of my grands, I only did 100 clears. At 100 clears, you are way over the amount that you need to get, like, your grand score done. In fact, I believe it's somewhere around like 35 to, I want to say like 38 clears is what you need specifically to finish your grand score for that class on any of them. So if you do like 100 clears, you're getting way more. You're getting a lot of resources from that. You're getting a lot of master experience. You could certainly do more than this, but I definitely saw people complaining that they had run out of apples by some of the later grand score releases. So my advice, don't go so hard early, because we know for a fact that they re-release them and remake them at like half cost and Storm Pod cost free. So you truly don't have to go so hard in the opening of them. I saw a lot of people just kind of like panicking and thinking that they needed to farm it like crazy, but you never really needed to. Yeah, the caster one is arguably the best. It is the last one, and it is a pseudo lotto. That's the one you kind of want to save up for, where if you spend the most of your apples, you want to spend it there. But if I'm the Beast of Greed and I need all the mats and bond, you can do that. It's just, keep in mind, you gotta pace your apple like storage. Otherwise, chat, break out Mr. Wallet. Okay, y'all know the drill. It's either apples or rainbow apples. Take your pick. What What is the requirement to start Grands? Is there a story requirement, chat? I don't remember. Maybe you have to be done with like part 2 or something. I do know at minimum, in order to nominate a unit to be a Grand, they have to be at least level 100 and 10 on their skills. Bond 10 is not required, but is absolutely going to be to your benefit. So chat, start now. Any unit that you feel like you are going to Grand next year, start trying to get them to Bond 10. You will thank me later. Thank you, Trubs. Trubs is saying its ordeal call prologue is also required, so for the Grands. Yeah, if you come out before the end, so it is what it is. Grand Caster is story required? Ah, maybe that's what we're remembering. Best way to bond level, save up your teapots, and usually I just use them on like 90++ nodes, but truly the best way is going to be to like put your unit in, pop a teapot, and do it on a storm pod node. That's where you're going to get by far the most. In fact, I believe, don't we have the like level 100 star node for that, chat? Grandcaster does require OC4. Okay. To be fair, I think that was done on purpose to force people to catch up. Isn't the current best OC node the Vrita one? Yeah, that's the 100 star one that I'm referring to. Yep. Yeah, your only problem is that your storm pod nodes are usually like capped, so you can only do like 3 a day. So if you have the time and you can meter it out, do your 3 storm pod runs and, you know, bond your unit and handle it that way. The rest just need prologue, correct? Hit Bond 15 with Kind Sky of Light. I mean, it is what it is. My advice would be to try not to use her, but if you want to, go for it. Like, I've always held the opinion, even pre-Bond Overflow, of the more like you bond out units, the more of your roster would technically be dead. And I've seen people that actually treat units this way. When their unit hits cap, they say, I'm putting them in the second archive and I'm never using them again. I do not ascribe to that philosophy. I ascribe to the philosophy of you should try not to use them, but at the same time, why like gimp yourself? And if it's one of your favorite units, just fuck it, just use them anyways. Yes, it makes you less bond efficient, but who the fuck cares? Like you're doing it entirely so that you can still enjoy the game. Like there's no point to giving up and giving in. And chat, truly, that is why we got Bond Overflow. I think the devs realized that their strategy of no, we're not going past Bond 15, and no, you're never getting a solution to this, just roll more units. It just didn't work. Like, people naturally are going to use their favorite units. Like, that's like saying, hey, Chad, is your favorite unit BB? Oh, did you get her Bond 15? Yeah, roll a different character and use a different character. Like, of course, you're still going to use BB. Like, you're not just going to suddenly stop liking the character. So, close to her being Bond 15? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not somebody that will sit there and power grind my favorite unit to like Bond 15. I know like Fox, for instance, does that, and that's just the way that some people think. If they want to do it that way, it's perfectly fine. I always try to be bond efficient, but I think there's a point of being like pragmatic about it, where you can say like, hey, why wouldn't I use my favorite unit? Like, it's how I like to experience the game. It's how I like to enjoy the game. Why backline them and never touch them again? It's hurting your active enjoyment of it. So. The grind to 120 would be super rough. Do you have any 120s? I don't think I have any. Don't see any. Yeah. To be fair, this is JP, and I have more than are shown here. NA. I don't know how many 120s I have at the moment. Yeah. I mean, it's a similar situation. And to be fair, I'm sitting on quite a bit. Where's Lord Logress? I actually don't have Lord Logress up on my grand support, but Logress is 120. And a P5. I got used to my favorite character being at max bond and using them anyways long ago. Yeah, I don't think that's like revolutionary to say that to most people. I mean, like, one of the big things that you guys can do is, like, for instance, right now, at least until maintenance here in, like, another hour and a half, you have 4 times super success rate, and Ember Gathering is half cost. So, like, this whole time during Anniversary was a great time to grind. Great time, if you guys needed 120s to level. I've just slowed down on it because it's one of those deals of I'm kind of just waiting on opportune moments to do so. Plus, since all of my units are at max level, whenever a lotto rolls around, the only thing that I can spend embers on is my grails. So I basically just wait for lotto events to do that so that I don't waste the embers. And therefore, I don't spend the apples during, like, you know, periods like right now. So in theory, I get to double dip and don't, like, string myself out on my apples. One wild thing about summer is that they doubled the playable roster of Moon Cancer. Yes, we are about to get a lot of Moon Cancers coming up here with the summer event and then Ordeal Call 3. Aha! Mr. Gurus, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. You caught me in the middle of a flex. Chat was asking me if I had any 120s, so I had to tell them no, I didn't. But hello, everybody. How was stream? I assume you guys were watching the live stream as well. What'd you guys think of it? Dragon King, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Hello. And chat, if you guys haven't ever followed Mr. Gacha Gurus, go do so. He is a fantastic streamer. Loves his FGO. Not a lot of 120s you have, Kat. Like I said, I've slowed down now, but purely due to I'm trying to be very tactical. I'm also attempting to wait for some of the evocation festivals where we get 2 times leveling. So I kind of took a period here of like, let me hoard my grails, let me hoard my experience, let me wait for the proper time, and then I'm gonna strike, and I'm just gonna level up a bunch of them. It's gonna be hilarious. Will there be maintenance tonight? Yes, there is maintenance in an hour and a half. Archer raids are good too for QP. Oh yeah, I mean, realistically, all of next year, I'm gonna say starting like December of this year, all the way for the next 13 months, is just a constant inundation of grind events, where chat, you're not gonna be wanting for resources other than apples and quartz, because we're also just gonna get like every banner under the sun repeatedly. So that's going to be your problem. You're going to be short on quartz to roll for units. You're going to be short on apples to farm. So that's where you've got to like come up with a strategy and try to like pace yourself. Cat, that Castoria has 2 appends at 9. You should fix that. I should. To be fair, I did tell you guys there was going to be a day where I sat down and like went over my append skills with you guys. I haven't done that yet. We got to like schedule a time for that. I also want to try to like fit in Ordeal Cult 2 with you guys at some point. Will Seal be available to summon after maintenance? Sorry for all the questions. Yes, Seal will, and don't worry about it. I am a streamer. I am used to answering questions. Feel free to ask more. Oh, it's funny. I've actually been really bad about that. I'm pretty sure Fino does the paid single every single day, but like I started out that way on JP and I stopped doing it. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's just I literally didn't want to spend that much money on the game. But if you have the money, it's actually a good value. Haven't touched Append 4 or 5 at all. The only thing that I've done is I've gone in and I've swapped Arcuid and Tonalico's second Appends with their 5ths. I love the paid single. I've had so much good luck with them. Yep. To be fair, I really want them to bring back the free story summon daily. They were doing that in the hype build up to the end of part 2, and I want them to bring that back as a permanent feature at Anniversary this year. So I hope they do. If they don't, I'll be disappointed, because to me that was just such an easy win for the player base. I know a lot of people loved it, and a lot of people were upset as well because they didn't feel like they had enough time to get anything out of it. So that's one of those where the longer you have access to it, the more it's going to average out for people. I'm surprised that they let that go. It's such an easy way to get people to play more. But I think they fear giving everybody K-scopes and black grills. Y'all know what that does to the game. It makes people feel like they have things, and we can't have that. Aniplex bind, please. Yeah, I'm still disappointed that NA didn't do that. I don't know if Albert ever watches our streams or anything, but like, Albert, please, dude, you gotta like get on this. We gotta get that website for the global server, something that actually allows us to bind our accounts so that people don't keep atrophying out of the game when they lose their account. Same thing, it's like if you're somebody that does spend money on the game, like the Quartz purchases, it actually does add up over time. It saves you money and it makes Aniplex more money. So I'm surprised that they haven't done it. It's really just a win-win on both sides. But I assume there's a lot of red tape. I assume it's not an easy thing for them to implement on the global side of things compared to JP. There's naturally some issues, but yeah, to me, dear Lord, Make it happen. Come on, Albert. You can do it. They watch us, but their hands are tied. Yeah, I know for a fact. I had some people that went to Anime NYC last year that got to talk to Albert and them. I think nobody thought FGO was going to be there that year because they switched the date for Anime NYC, and they didn't make an announcement of it. But the staff was still there, and so some of my friends got to talk to him, and I know for a fact that the website got brought up. So I did get a response in that, but I can't really reveal what that response was because it was kind of mentioned in confidence. I just know it hasn't happened yet. And they are aware of it, and I hope they do it. I still have that thought in the back of my head of everything disappearing. Yeah, it sucks. Nobody should feel safe until we have account binding on NA. Like, at least of some sort. They don't necessarily have to do it the same way they did it on JP, but they got to do it somehow. To me, that's a big one. And like I said, they will just keep losing players until it happens. Ugh. I need to get the faux hat off my head. I'm sorry, chat. It's a little heavy as the head that wears the faux crown. Ugh. There is a skunk outside my house? Ugh. Don't open your windows. They're beholden by the JP side of things. Yeah, and that's something that we've always figured anyways. Like, none of that's surprising to me. Maybe with the official Discord, they'll have Discord binding, please. That would be great, honestly. I would hope that they would do something like that. I mean, Discord accounts aren't super secure, so they can definitely be hacked and stuff, but in case you guys are wondering, you can put two-factor and stuff on your Discord account, so make sure you turn it on. It's something I did a long time ago as a content creator, and it's always smart. So, but yeah, I think that's a great idea. I would hope that they would do something like that. And who knows, maybe having a Discord now, they'll have a little bit more of a lifeline and liaison to content creators as well. That's why I keep saying, like, I know a lot of people were really negative about the Discord, but honestly, them doing the Discord is such a good thing for the community. They need to do it. They need to make it better. They need to embrace it and make it more of a like community interaction thing, because I think that's something that a lot of other gacha games do. I think it's also important for the NA and English speaking community to feel like they have their own hub, as opposed to like the JP side of things, where unfortunately we have a lot of English players that play on the JP server. They go to Twitter, they go to Reddit, they spoil people, and it's a shame, because I think, you know, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and even again there at Anniversary, but one of the problems I think with the NA server in general is just that, like, we've been atrophying over time due to kind of the pressure to either skip 2 years ahead and play on JP, or again have everything spoiled for you. And I feel like it's just a lose-lose situation at that point. You're either losing out on some of your enjoyment, or you're losing out on some of your sanity, and it's not a good thing. So that's, to me, they kind of got to do something to help the NA server. Yeah, I truly do not blame you, Steve. Discord, unfortunately, has a really bad like flagging process for banning people and not leaving it up to dispute. In fact, I'm of the opinion that Discord should be sued at this point due to all the purchases that they allow on that, and the fact that there is no actual like restitution or ability to have like a review put on your situation for Discord. They'll say that they do, but they don't actually do it. So I'm kind of the opinion, it's like, if Discord wants to go public, they're opening themselves up for that, and they kind of need to get sued before it's too late, so that they have to be more responsible and actually do stuff. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was actually a story of, and I didn't see the nitty-gritty details, but I guess some gamer dad got his Microsoft account banned improperly, and they deleted it even though he disputed it, they admitted that they banned him incorrectly, but the account was already deleted. So he lost all of his game purchases. He lost all of his like photos of his children and stuff that he had stored on their cloud and everything. So it's just really, really sad. Like, I'm kind of the opinion of these tech companies have a little bit too much power. They need to be trust busted. They need to be put in their place and actually realize that their customers are not just there for milking, and that they actually have an obligation and a duty to them. He won against them too? Good. I hope so. Oh, yeah, if you're talking about the Brazil one, I saw the Brazil one. That was the guy suing Xbox, and he hilariously won in Brazilian court, and they had to pay out. But we only get Hakuno MP1. At first, I believe, yes. You'll be able to roll additional copies later via FP. Will be Black Grail. Should I focus on leveling up my QP, Bond, or Black Grail C? You definitely want to level up your Black Grail C. It's the most important by far. First stuff locally if you can. I mean, even then, who knows what the next Windows update does. So it's real sad. That's, to be fair, chat, this is when you really just need like an external drive or something. It's the only way to be safe. Did you see GOG slam against Sony? I did. I think I liked it and retweeted it, so that may be how you saw it as well. But GOG like made a statement of like, hey, you don't need us to tell you like what you can and can't download as a platform. It's like, just if you like a game, download the launcher locally and save it, and if it's from GOG, you'll always be able to play it. And I'm like, hell yeah. That's so like, that's so based of GOG. A vid recap in the stream? Go for it. Basically opening themselves up to multiple antitrust suits. To be fair, I do think this sort of thing's inevitable, and I know this is like doomer mentality here, chat. I do think it's somewhat inevitable that they are going to eventually, like, how should I put it? Like get rid of discs. I think we are trending towards fully digital eventually. That's what all the companies want. We know that's what they want. Sony's just the first one to really pull the trigger on it. And I do think they will eventually win, unfortunately, unless landmark legislation gets passed that forces them not to. But yeah, it's pretty obvious as to why everything wants to go digital. There's no, like, there is no additional cost to producing things digitally. Physically there is, but digitally there's not. There may be a like transaction fee, but that's just it. So when you start considering things like having to produce a box, having to produce marketing materials, having to make sure that it gets there in like a quality way, and that it's not damaged and that it's insured and all this stuff, it's like that's where they don't want to do this anymore. They want to pull out, and they want to have everything. They're trying to cut out the middleman. They don't want the like retailer to take their cut. They don't want to have to pay some other marketplace to be able to host their stuff there. They literally just want you to pay them directly for their product. Now, here's the thing, and I'm not trying to defend Sony. I'm just saying, like, that is the nature of things, and that is the current status that we're in. That being said, are people right to be upset at Sony? Absolutely. Absolutely. Go after them, guys. This is, like, and I don't mean go after them in the sense of, like, make threats or like cause bodily harm. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying combat them on this, at least in the court of public opinion. Try to humiliate them and make them realize that they are doing the wrong thing, because they are. This is just yet another cut, and we are dying by 1,000 cuts at this point, chat. They are taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. Eventually, at some point, as a consumer, particularly for gamers, because this has been a problem. Gamers have not been the smartest consumers overall when it comes to various different markets. But as a gamer, we have to decide at some point when enough is enough, when we're going to draw our line in the sand, and when we're not going to take it anymore. Okay? That's where you have to kind of say it. Does humiliating even work nowadays in a world where we have a majority of cattle consumers and tech money overflowing, no consequence for companies or corporations? I think it does. I'm gonna use the recent remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Okay, if they had truly done a bad job with that remake, would people pay for it? No. The power of nostalgia is a powerful thing. And they did a decent enough job that people have said, you know what? This is okay. I'm willing to pay for it. Do I think it should have been priced at that point? No. But some people do. For some people, you can't put a value on that. But what we definitely see is that power of humiliation, that voting with your wallet type thing really does work. When companies keep making stuff that the consumer never asked for, or it just neutered the original product, they learn. They learn really quickly that, oh, shit, we didn't get away with it again. And I think that's what's happened. They know what they're trying to get away with. They know what's wrong with that approach, but they keep trying to get away with it. And their hope is that they keep getting one through. So like maybe in the case of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Ubisoft's like, ha, we finally got one through. Here's the thing you guys need to understand. If you're Ubisoft, think about this. This is your last straw. This is the last card that you can play. You have no other card to play. Black Flag is notorious for basically being the most well-received Assassin's Creed. They have no other thing that they can do to try to milk money out of people. Every other thing that they try will produce a worse result. So this is them playing their ace up their sleeve. It is truly their best play, and they have nothing else to play after this. So that's the problem they're going to have. They can remake the Ezio trilogy? They can. Will people buy it? They will. It's going to be less and less each time. We've already seen this. This is the way it worked for Ubisoft originally, when they started mass producing the Assassin's Creeds. This is the way it worked for Call of Duty. Call of Duty finally bit off more than it could chew. Same thing, yeah, Bungie and Marathon. It's like, it doesn't mean that the game is explicitly bad, but it begins to affect their bottom line. And when it starts affecting it enough, that's when you get actual real change. That's when the company goes like, oh crap, okay, they're not putting up with this anymore. We gotta do something. We gotta make something that they'll like. That's the thing. That's what you guys gotta realize. It's only when they're pushed to the edge that they're finally like, okay, we'll make something that they like. They don't want to make something that you like. They want to milk you. That's all it is. They want to get as much money as they possibly can. But yeah, it's only through being stingy with your wallet that you're ever going to force them. So it's like, again, you don't want to support something? Don't. It's truly that simple. Ball and gun gamers could be milked for a long time, though. See FIFA and Madden, but I agree with Cat generally. Yeah, I do think, you know, within gamers there are subsets that are a little bit more lemming like. Let's be honest, the Ubisoft crowd is a little bit more lemming like. They 100% have kept it going for far longer than they ever should have. It takes somebody to kind of like make people realize like, hey, you are just being milked, right? But yeah, that is the problem. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, chat. It is a little bit early for me, but I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to be sending you guys on to Mr. Kaito Fuma. He's doing a sketch. Looks like of a dude. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be doing rolls for literally summer. So I hope to see you guys there for that. If you haven't already, go ahead, drop that follow. get on our Discord. It's the easiest way to tell when I'll be live next time. I also post my schedules there so that you guys can keep in touch with me, since my schedule's been a little bit more erratic of late. And again, thank you guys for all the support. Go give Kaito my love, and I will see you all tomorrow.